Morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Rounds Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Tonight, we're going to bring to you the second game of the series between the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles and the Chiba Lotte Marines. Last night, it was an unbelievable finish as the ball game went to the 10th inning. And the Marines had scored a run in the top of the 10th, only to see Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles rally with two in the bottom of the 10th inning to walk it off and win the ball game 5-4. They have now cut the lead to one game between the two teams. The Marines are sitting in third place, the final playoff position. They have 132 games played. They are 15 and a half games back of the Hawks. And the likelihood, in fact, they can't even catch the Hawks. They still are in a place where they could potentially catch the Kaido Nippon Ham Fighters for second place, but that is starting to look like a distant memory, as the battle is between the Marines and the Eagles for that third spot. And there's going to be still a few games left between these two clubs to play one another, as there is some makeup games and some makeup dates from earlier rainouts. So last time I looked, there's at least 4 games between these two clubs after this one here tonight. So that'll be a chance for them to be able to catch up to one another. Well, first of all, we'll give you the starting lineups from the visitors from Chiba. As leading off and playing in center field, it'll be number 1, Kyoto Fujiwara. Hitting second at second base is number 7, Yudai Fujioka. Batting third in left field is number 0, Takashi Ojino. Batting in the cleanup spot is the first baseman, number 99, Neftali Soto. Hitting fifth and doing the designated hitting is number 22, Gregory Polanco. Batting sixth at third base is number 8, Shogo Nakamura. Batting in the seventh spot in right field tonight is number 61, Daido Yamamoto. Hitting eighth and doing the catching is number 27, Tatsuhiro Tamura. And batting ninth, the shortstop, number 4, at Tsukitomo Tsuji. And they will be facing Masaru Fuji, who is number 47. He takes to the hill with a 9-5 record, looking for his 10th win tonight. He's worked 107 innings. He's allowed 120 hits, 41 runs, 38 have been earned. He's walked 26 and struck out 57. And he's got himself an earned run average of 3.20. Well, that's your starting lineup for the visitors from Chiba. Now your home team, the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. Leading off and playing in right field is number 51, Yuya Ogo. Hitting second and playing shortstop is number 66, Itsuki Moribayashi. Batting third in center field is number 8, Ryosuke Tatsumi. The cleanup spot and playing third base is number 3, Hideo Asamura. Batting in the 5 spot and doing the designated hitting is number 55, Yuma Yasuda. Batting sixth at first base is number 48, Yoshiaki Watanabe. Hitting seventh in left field tonight is number 39, Yukiya Ito. Batting eighth and at second base is number 0, Hiroto Kobakata. And batting ninth and doing the catching is number 2, Hikaru Ota. And they will be facing the former Cy Young Award winner in Dallas Keuchel. The American takes to the hill with a 2-1 record. He's worked 28 innings, has allowed 21 hits, 8 runs, all been earned. He's walked 11 and struck out 23, and he's got himself an earned run average of 2.57. Well, those are your starting lineups. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the call of this one. We'll be back after this musical timeout. Glad you guys could be here with us tonight on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. Whether you listen live or on delay, playoff implications are on the line. Welcome back, everybody. Masaru Fuji has just completed his warm-up tosses, and we are ready to get this one underway, as it'll be the Marines to come to bat here in inning number 1. It'll be Fujiwara, Fujioka, and Ojino to come to bat to face the left-hander Fuji here in inning number 1. So Fuji has got himself to the rubber, and we are ready to get this one underway as the plate umpire has signaled play. And the first pitch of the ball game coming from the left-hander is a fastball that is center cut, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Fujiwara batting 302 on the season, 2 homers and 19 runs batted in as the lefty faces the lefty. As he kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that misses up and in, and the count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Lefty Fuji works himself to the belt as the 1-1 is on the way. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses down. It's now 2-1. Curious tonight to see how both of these teams will play out. There's obviously the Marines hanging on to that 1 game difference between the two, barely hanging on to the playoffs. The Eagles making a great run here at the end. 2-1 on the way. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into right center field, giving chases Ogo, but it is going to be Tatsumi who's there to call him off. That's going to go into the books as a fly out to center field for out number 1. So 1 batter up and 1 batter gone, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Yudai Fujioka. Well, and for Fujioka, he is batting .255. He's got 5 homers and 27 runs batted in. It looked like yesterday night that he may have been the hero as he had the RBI single in the 10th inning. Brought home the go-ahead run for the Marines at that time, put them up 4-3. As that breaking ball is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. But it was not to be there for the Marines as the Eagles were able to come from behind. And there is a fastball that comes up and in, and it is hit Fujioka. And he is going to be aboard with the hit batter here. And that will bring up the left fielder, Takashi Ojino. That one just came up inside on him. Looked like it was a pitch that almost like a cutter type grip from Fuji. And that ball head did not do anything other than ride up and in on the hitter, Fujioka. So he's aboard here as he nods that he is okay after being plugged. So that brings Takashi Ojino to the plate. Ojino hitting .265 on the year, homer and 15 RBIs. He wasn't in the lineup last night. As he gets the nod in left field tonight, and the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. He chokes up quite a bit on the bat. Does the right-handed hitting Ojino. As the lefty Fuji works himself to the belt, here comes the 0-1 pitch. Kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, grounded through the 4-hole into right field. And that is going to advance Fujioka over to second base. Neatly safe at first is Ojino, and that puts runners at first and second. And the Marines have something brewing here in the top of the first inning. And that sets the table for Neftali Soto. Well, for Soto, he's hitting .276 on the year. He's got 21 homers and 85 runs driven in. Soto deposited his 21st homer of the year in last night's ball game. They flipped around a little bit here tonight. Last night it was Polanco in the 3-hole and Soto hitting behind him. And tonight it is Soto in the 4-hole and Polanco dropped down to the 5 spot. So here comes the first offering to the right-handed hitting Soto. It's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. So Marines looking to get to the starter Fuji early here with a pair on. Fujioka, the runner at second, Ojino, the runner at first. 1 away here in the top of the first inning. Soto waggles the bat, waiting here on the offering from the lefty Fuji, who works himself to the belt. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. As he kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that's taken at the knees for a called strike. And the count is 1-1. We will have a full slate of games across the NPB tonight, and we'll try to keep everybody updated on those as there is all action around both of the leagues, the Central and the Pacific, as it is early on, and the Marine fans are in good form and good voice. A lot of traveling fans for this one tonight. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, and now the count goes to 1-2 on Soto. Soto last night, when he hit the home run, he went the other way with it to right center field. It was a good piece of hitting there by the Puerto Rican. That pitch there was on the outside part of the plate, and he tried to pull it. Would have been better served trying to go the other way. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Soto. Batting from the right side, he waggles the bat, waiting on the offering from the left-hander Fuji. As he holds to the set, here comes the pitch. The 1-2 on the way. Fastball down. Nice stop there by the catcher Oda. Brings the count to 2-2. Defensively tonight for the Eagles, from left to right field, it is Ito in left, Tatsumi in center, and the right fielder's Ogo. Around the horn from first to third, you've got Watanabe at first, Kobakata at second, the shortstop Muribayashi, and Asamer at third, with the battery of Fuji and Oda. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Soto as he waits here on the offering from Fuji, who holds to the set. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Fuji trying to get command of his pitches here, as the only person he retired was the leadoff batter in Fujiwara. As the lefty works again to the set, the payoff pitch is on the way. Here's the 3-2. Kicks and fires. Breaking ball, swung on and missed. Soto goes down on strikes. He's gone in the books for the second out of the inning. I think he might have wanted that one back. That was a belt-high breaking ball that came across the plate, just caught the outside part. But Soto is going to be retired for out number 2, and that's going to leave it up to the designated hitter, Gregory Polanco. Well, for Polanco, he's hitting .243 on the season, 21 homers and 57 RBIs. He was the part of the duo of Soto and Polanco last night that went back-to-back. He also has 21 homers, as both players are tied for second in the Pacific League, and there's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0 to Polanco. Polanco with an opportunity here to give the Marines an early lead, as it is 1 ball and no strikes to the big fella here. Lefty Fuji works himself to the belt, and here comes the pitch. On the way, it is a fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side, and the count now is 1-1 to Polanco. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Late night baseball on Last Rounds Baseball's YouTube channel, and we'll be on the rest of the week as well, but we'll be bouncing over to the Central League. So if you guys are up in the late night, or whether you're listening on the delay, it is getting to be crunch time here in the season. And there's a fastball that swung on and missed. The count goes to 1-2 on Polanco. Nice pitch there by Fuji, as he had painted the outside corner. And the big fella had a hard time getting his bat to the ball. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. As the lefty works himself to the belt, here comes the offering. And the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball down. A nice stop there again by the catcher Oda. He's already made his money here in the first inning. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is, as Polanco showed some good discipline there, holding off on that pitch. So 2-2 to the big fella, as the lefty ready to go again. As Fuji works himself to the belt. Here comes the 2-2. Now the pitch on the way. It is a breaking ball, swung on and missed. And so back-to-back strikeouts of Soto and Polanco are going to end the inning. And the Marines threatened, but they don't score. They had no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors. And there were 2 runners left aboard. Your score after a half inning, it's the Marines nothing and the Eagles coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call of the bottom of the first inning when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher. Be sure after the game to go check him out after this.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Appreciate you there, Steve. It is Dallas Keuchel who's on the mound, and he'll be completing his warm-up tosses, and we'll be back here in just a couple moments with all the action right after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the first inning, and that means Yuya Ogo, Itsuki Muribayashi, and Ryosuke Tatsumi to come to bat here for the Golden Eagles, as they'll be facing Dallas Keuchel here at the bottom of inning number one, as the lefty is ready to go. Had a chance to see Keuchel live a few weeks ago in Chiba, as the first pitch fastball is taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Keuchel is definitely, as far as I'm concerned, pretty smooth when it comes to his delivery on the mound. He's not major league smooth anymore, but you can see the veteran pitcher knows how he's got a lot of moxie and knows how to work these type of hitters, as that pitch misses down and the count is 1-1. If you want to call him at this point in his career a 4A player, that's probably what Keuchel is. Too good for AAA and not good enough maybe for the big leagues anymore, as he did have some limited duty this year, as there's a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line, and the count is 1-2, and obviously showing that he can pitch well here. Maybe Keuchel will get another opportunity to come back and prolong his career for another year or two if he wants to play in Japan. But he is signed through the remainder of the season with Chiba. As the lefty delivers, it is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field. Camping out underneath it is the center fielder Fujiwara, and he's there to make the catch. And Ogo is in the books, so 1 up and 1 away. And that is going to bring up the shortstop, Itsuki Muribayashi. Well, for Muribayashi, he is batting .241 on the season. He's got 5 homers and 45 runs batted in. They made some moves in the order tonight, as they had brought Muribayashi up and dropped the left-handed hitting Kobakata down, as there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Muribayashi going without the eye black again tonight, back-to-back nights, as the lefty has put that aside, as the pitch is a breaking ball swung on. It's chopped softly over to third. Nakamura fields it on the run. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Muribayashi on a ground out, 5-3 for out number 2. That's going to bring up Ryosuke Tatsumi. Well, defensively tonight for the Marines, from left to right field, it is Ogino in left. The center fielder is Fujiwara, and in right field, it is Yamamoto. Around the horn from first to third, Soto is at first, Fujioka at second. Shortstops Tomosuji, and the third baseman is Nakamura, with the battery of Keuchel and Tamura. As Keuchel delivers, it is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Ryosuke Tatsumi. Tatsumi batting from the left side here, hitting .294 on the season with now 7 homers and 56 runs batted in. Swings at the fastball. He bounces it softly over to second, fielded neatly by the second baseman Fujioka, and he throws to first. That's going to be a ground out, 4-3, and that will do it here, as the Eagles go quietly and in order in the bottom of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 1 complete. Your score is the Marines nothing and the Eagles nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to come to bat for the Marines. That means it's going to be Shogo Nakamura, Daido Yamamoto, and Tatsuhiro Tamura to come to bat here to face the lefty Fuji in the top of the second inning. Nakamura batting .230 on the year, 4 homers and 25 runs batted in. He has really fallen off the last couple of seasons with the bat, although he has had a little bit more productive year than he has in the last couple. As there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. We were talking last night a little bit. We said when a player has one bad year, sometimes it could be injury or whatever, but when they start putting up back-to-back bad years, you have to wonder if the decline has begun as that pitch is down and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Shogo Nakamura. Lefty Fuji, 19 pitches in his first inning of work to take care of the Marines as he delivers a fastball that swung on, bounced over to second, fielded by Kobakata. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Nakamura. That's a ground out, 4-3 for the first out of the inning. So 1 gone here, and that is going to bring up the right fielder, Daido Yamamoto. Well, for Yamamoto on the season, he is 1 for 14. We talked about this a little bit last night. He got a start in the leadoff spot. A little bit of an eyebrow raiser for us that he was going to be playing in these important games. There's a fastball swung on it, is lined into right field. Started in Didogo, but then he backed up a few steps, and he's going to make the catch. That one Yamamoto hit right on the screws, but he is going to be gone for the second out of the inning. Just like that, we got 2 up and 2 away, and that'll bring up the catcher, Tatsuhiro Tamura. And for Tamura, he enters the game tonight batting .209. No homers and 14 runs batted in. One of the things that I would say about when you're following the Japanese league, one thing that is difficult information to get, at least on the English side, are relevant updates to the players and their health. As the first pitch is a fastball that misses outside, the count is 1-0. One thing I think that with the amount of wagering that goes on in the sport, you would think that they would have a better job of disclosing the injury status, as there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. And the reason I say that is the other catcher of the Marines who has in the top 5 in batting is Sato, as that is a fastball swung on. It is lined into right field, but it's going to get down in front of Ogo. And that is going to be a 2-out single here for Tamura, and it's going to bring up the shortstop at Atsuki Tomosuji. And so, for example, back-to-back starts here by the catcher Tamura, and no sign of Toshiya Sato anywhere is the question that, at least that I have, is where is he? Even last night off the bench, when you start looking at some of the players that were coming off the bench and used as pinch hitters for the Marines, nowhere was Sato to be seen. So there's a first pitch breaking ball that misses up and away. Count is 1-0. And, they may be nursing a minor injury, but certainly a Sato's bat in the lineup over a Tamura is a little bit different and potentially could impact the outcome of the game. Here comes the 1-0. There's a fastball that just misses up and away, and the count now goes to 2-0 on Tomosuji. Tomosuji did not get the start in last night's game. He came in late as a defensive replacement, as the left-hander works himself to the belt. He checks the runner at first, and now Fuji kicks and fires. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count goes now to 2-1. Notable player out of the lineup tonight, it's Hiromi Oka, who got the start last night instead of Gino into the outfield tonight. As the 2-1 is on the way, it is a fastball swung on. It is lined foul into the seats down the first base line, and the count now goes to 2-2 to Tomosuji. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is, as the left-hander works himself to the belt. He checks the runner at first and now delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And that is exactly how the last inning ended, as the lefty Fuji was able to strike out the final batter of the inning, and that is going to do it here. Well, they got no runs in the inning. They did get a hit. There were no errors, and there was one runner left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the second inning. Your score is the Marines nothing and the Eagles nothing. Buckle up, everybody. I have a feeling this is going to be a lot of these tonight as this one will progress. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Wraps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back after these. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the heart of the batting order to come to bat for the Eagles in inning number 2. That means Hideo Asamura, Yuma Yasuda, and Yoshiaki Watanabe, as they will be facing Dallas Keuchel here for his second inning of work. Keuchel very efficient in inning number 1, as he is only throwing 8 pitches to the Eagle hitters. So he hardly broke a sweat, did the American lefty, as he will toe the rubber and ready to get things going here in inning number 2. Keuchel working himself into the windup as he kicks and fires, and the pitch is a fastball swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1 to Asamura. Asamura batting .248 on the season, 14 homers and 53 runs driven in. Batting from the right side against the lefty Keuchel, who rocks into that windup once again. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 1-1. Keuchel really smooth in his delivery when you watch him. Some guys are herky-jerky. Some guys have little different types of hitches. And Keuchel is, at this point in his career, is what we would call probably a crafty lefty, as that fastball misses inside, and the count is 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Asamura. Umpires are in their pink outfits tonight. Not sure if there's a special significance for that, as the pitch is on the way. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded to the left side. Fielded on the backhand by Tomosuji. He fires across the diamond. And Asamura is in the books on a groundout 6-3. He's gone for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Yuma Yasuda. And for Yasuda, he's batting .305 on the season. He's got a homer and 4 RBIs. He is inserted into the lineup the other night. We've been watching him. We've talked about just his physical physique. He is a very strong fella, and he's been pretty much on a bit of a hit parade since we've been watching the Golden Eagles. He's not played a ton over the course of the year, as the first pitch is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is quickly 1-0. The 24-year-old getting a chance here in more recent games to play regular, but he's been swinging a hot stick. He had another couple RBIs in last night's game. Fastball taken for a called strike, and that count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Yuma Yasuda. As we mentioned, we'll be on the airwaves for the next 3 nights, as we'll be bouncing over to the Central League. So hopefully you guys can join us for that action, as the 1-1 pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on, and it's grounded right back to Keuchel. Bends down and he fields it, and then he just kind of flips it over to first. That is going to go down as a ground out 1-3. So the second out of the inning. That'll leave it up to the first baseman, Yoshiaki Watanabe. It was kind of like an excuse me, I'm going to field that ball, and then he just takes the glove and flips this to his hand as he then flicked it to first base. Very casually done there by the Marines lefty. So 2 in the books, and that is going to bring up the first baseman, Yoshiaki Watanabe, as Watanabe batting from the left side. Takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. If Keuchel keeps pitching like this, and as economical as he is, he might be able to go 10 or 12 innings tonight if they played that far. But he is really, really been able to work like a surgeon. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-2. He's been going in and out, working all 4 quadrants of the zone so far. Mixing his pitch as well. So no balls and 2 strikes to Watanabe, and the pitch on the way. Breaking ball waved at and missed, and that is it as Watanabe goes into the books. He's gone for out number 3, and the Eagles go in order again here in inning number 2. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 2 complete. Your score is the Marines nothing and the Eagles nothing. Stick around, everybody. The top of the third is just around the corner. We'll be back right after these. Welcome back, everybody. It is the lefty Fuji back on the mound, and he delivers a first pitch breaking ball that misses upstairs to Kyoto Fujiwara. The count is 1-0. Fujiwara, Fujioka, and Ogino, the top of the order to face the lefty here, as there is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count goes to 1-1. Our friend Titus in the house tonight, as Ken is here. We welcome you into the stream. Appreciate you for listening in. And I did check the Japan Times, but I didn't see any of the information that you provided us last night. So I'll take again a look today when the headlines come through, as there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is 1-2. Our friend Ken was telling us or informing us last night that there were some issues in Tokyo, as there was a big fight or brawl as the Chinese gangs were battling over some turf wars for some iPhone 15s. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. The iPhone 16s will be coming out not that long from now. I think is it either this month or next month, as they will hit the marketplace. But basically, the theft of some of that stuff is rampant worldwide. There's a fastball swung on and grounded, foul over on the first base side, and the count remains at 1-2 to Fujiwara. And myself, I had been using the 8 Plus for as I don't know how many ever years that was, and just recently picked up a new phone. But some folks are in that area where they like to get one on the annual. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and Fujiwara is in the books. He's gone for out number 1. That's the 4th strikeout recorded tonight by the starter Fuji, and that'll bring up the second baseman Yudai Fujioka. Well, for Fujioka, he officially does not have it at bat this evening. He was plunked his first time up as he was hit by the pitch. And he is hitting .255 on the year. He takes a first pitch fastball at the knees for a called strike. The count is 0-1. 5 homers and 27 runs driven in for the left-handed hitting second baseman as he waits on the offering from the lefty, and the pitch is on its way. It's a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the third base line, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. As we mentioned, we are going to be putting up our schedule for the rest of the week, and we are going to be bouncing to the Central League for the next 3 nights as the 0-2 is on the way. Fastball misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. If I can remember correctly off the top of my head, it'll be the Giants who will be looking in on tomorrow night. I believe that is them and Yokohama. And then it'll be 2 games against the Carp, as the Carp and the Carp and the Giants will follow those ones. As that breaking ball misses down on the way, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. There is scoring from around the NPB, and so with the full slate of games, we'll get you updated on that as we cruise along here tonight. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and lifted foul by Fujioka, and the count remains at 2-2. There is other scores in the Pacific League as the Fighters are now out in front of the Hawks, 1-0 in the bottom of the second inning at the PayPay Dome in Fukuoka. As the 2-2 pitch is ready to come here from Fuji, as he now kicks and delivers. It is a fastball, misses down, and that runs the count now full to Fujioka. Top of the second inning, the Lions did respond as the Buffaloes got one in the top of the first. The Lions got one back in the bottom of the first. That game's a 1-1 between those 2 clubs. 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Fujioka as the lefty kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It's grounded right back to the pitcher. The pitcher, Fuji, drops to both knees to field it. He gets up and throws the runner out. It's going to be a ground out, 1-3 for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it up to the left fielder, Takashi Ogino. Scores in the Central League, 0-0 at the Jingu Stadium between the Carp and the Swallows. It is 1-0 for the Tigers over the Dragons. That's in the top of the third inning at the Vantolin Dome, and the Giants have a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the second over the Yokohama DNA Bay Stars at the Tokyo Dome tonight. That gets you caught up on the early score lines. Here's the first pitch delivered to Ogino. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Ogino really chokes up at the end of the bat. One of a couple of hitters in the lineup that just really choke up significantly on the bat, whether there is 2 strikes or not, as that fastball misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Ogino. Gino did have a single his first time up. He is 1 for 1 tonight, but he was left stranded at first base as the pitcher Fuji was able to retire Soto and Polanco via the strikeout. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 3-0. And if you want to face those big boppers in the middle of the order, you want to try to do it without anybody on base. And certainly last night, that became a bit of a problem. There's a fastball that misses outside, and it's going to be ball 4. 4 straight balls to Ogino, and that sets the table for Neftali Soto. Soto comes to the bat. He is 0 for 1 tonight. He had struck out his first time up, but he has 85 runs driven in on the season. He is a major run producer in this part of the lineup for the Marines. Soto, 21 homers, 85 runs driven in. He's hitting 276 on the, now 275 on the season with that strikeout in his first at bat. Our friend Guys Great says, so many commercials. I don't know if that's at our end getting into you guys or not. And sorry about that. I can see your comments there, Ken. I just flipped away for a little bit as there is a fastball that is taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Yeah, we're doing pretty good tonight. A little quiet in here tonight. We had a pretty good crowd toward the end of it last night. So here comes the offering from the lefty as the 0-1 is on the way. As he delivers it as a fastball down, they appeal to the first base umpire, and they say that Soto didn't go, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. We have been just turning away a little bit here and a little bit there, and didn't quite see you there for a minute. He says many Japanese commercials. Oh, I always get the Japanese. I didn't know, as I said, I don't know if they always come in mid-roll or not. Not really sure how that works. Sometimes we know we have it set up for monetization, but it doesn't really, at least on the live, we haven't kind of figured out if it jumps in or jumps out on people or not. So 1 ball and 1 strike. I end up at the end of the day, for me, I don't see any of the commercials. I just pay the whatever it is, the 10 or 15 bucks a month, be able to be commercialless. As there's a fastball swung on, it is lifted into left center field. Moving over is the left fielder, and there to make the catch is Ito. That is going to retire Soto for the third out of the innings. So again, the Marines go quietly in their half of the inning. There was no runs, no hits, no errors. There was a runner left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom half of inning number 3. We're still where we started. The score is the Marines nothing and the Eagles nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back and chat it up with our friend Ken, who's hanging out here with us tonight in the chat. We appreciate you for being here and for everybody else who's listening in. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the third inning, and that means Yukiya Ito, Hiroto Kobakata, and Hikaru Oda to come to bat here to face the lefty Dallas Keuchel, who will be on for his third inning of work. 18 pitches through the first 2 innings for the American lefty, as he has been cruising here through the first couple of innings. The 28-year-old Ito getting the start here tonight, as he gets himself dug in on the batter's box, ready to face the lefty for the first time tonight. And the first pitch is on the way. There is a fastball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. He can still dial it up a little bit once in a while, but really at this point, you're looking at 88, 89 miles an hour from the lefty, as he is not got the power that he once had. As the lefty rocks into the windup and he kicks and delivers, there is a breaking ball that misses low, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Lefty Keuchel rocking into the windup, and he kicks and delivers. That is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike. It might have been more of a changeup than anything else. Hard to tell. Didn't quite get the grip of that last pitch. As the lefty delivers the 2-1 on the way, it's a fastball that just misses outside. Count now goes to 3-1. And I think if I'm Keuchel with some of these hitters, I would challenge some of these Eagle hitters to see what they can do against me, especially as part of the order. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count now goes to 3-2. So he's worked the count full, has Ito here. As the lefty Keuchel ready to go again, he rocks himself into the windup and he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It's going to be lined into left center field. It's going to be down for a base hit, and it's going to get into the gap as Ito is going to dig for 2, and that is going to be a leadoff double here to start inning number 3. This is kind of how it went last night for the Golden Eagles as well, as they did their damage in the bottom half of the third inning. So Ito aboard with a leadoff double. That brings Hiroto Kobakata to the plate. Kobakata drop down from the 2 spot all the way down to number 8 when he has to face the lefty here. So I'd be curious to see if they're going to be thinking about maybe dropping a bunt. Kobakata is very good with the bat. He's got good bat control. Batting .235 on the year, a homer and 19 RBIs, but his average has not been great this year. He is one of the faster runners in all of the NPB. He does square to bunt, and he pulls back as that ball was in the dirt. The count is 1-0 to Kobakata. So 1 ball and no strikes. Kobakata will be followed by the catcher Hikaru Oda, and then it'll be the top of the order to come to bat here in the half inning. As the lefty delivers, again, he squares to bunt. This time he gets the bat on the ball, but it rolls foul down the third base line. Count now even at 1-1. I would have to think that it's probably in play here again. You'd have to think that Kobakata is going to take his chances here by bunting as opposed to not. As the lefty already again, Kobakata squares, and that ball is bunted. It's right in front of home plate. Oh my goodness, Tamura fields the ball, and he falls as he tries to throw it to third, and he throws it down the left field line. Nobody covering third. An unbelievable play there. That's going to be an error on the third baseman. Kobakata is going to go all the way around to second as he reaches on the error by the first baseman, and the Golden Eagles have taken a 1-0 lead here in the third inning. Unreal. So he got the bunt down as Tamura fielded. He went to throw it, and look out on the third base coach as he threw behind him. That's how wild the throw was. As it is going to be Ito coming around to score the first run here. You got to think if you're down, that's what happened. It looked like he got his cleat caught, and then his cleat slipped as he was on the grass, and it was just an absolutely abysmal throw. And that is going to put the Eagles up 1-0 here. And again, in the same situation here is Hikaru Oda looking to bunt. The first pitch is down and in. So if you're Dallas Keuchel, you got to feel a bit snake bitten there in that one. That was pretty much a routine play. The bunt was not necessarily a great bunt because it hadn't really left the dirt, and they were going to take this shot at the runner Ito at third. And here comes the bunt again as Oda gets it down, and this time it's going to be Keuchel to take it himself. He picks it up. He throws to first. It's going to go down as a sacrifice, 1-4 on the putout. Nice bunt there by Oda as Kobakata advances to third. That is the first out of the inning, and I'll bring up the top of the order in Yuya Ogo. I mean, these are professional players, and you kind of hate to laugh, but sometimes it's all you got to do sometimes. That was a bit comical as the catcher had lost his footing. So that brings to the top of the order Yuya Ogo. Ogo, who is coming to bat here, hitting it from the left side. To face the left-hander here. As Keuchel works himself to the belt, here comes the pitch. Breaking ball swung on, lifted into straightaway center field. Coming in on it is the center fielder Fujiwara. Tagging at third is Kobakata. The throw to the plate is going to hit the pitcher's mound, and it is going to bounce up, and that is going to go as a sacrifice fly by Ogo. As he hits that ball, he gets himself an RBI. He's out for the second out of the inning, and Kobakata will score. And as I said, a very eerily similar way that this game is now turning shape as it was from last night, as the Eagles have scored 2 runs here in the third to take the early lead. Yeah, that throw from the center fielder Fujiwara hit the top of the pitcher's mound and the ball deflected. So as soon as it hit the mound, they had no chance. Well, that is going to bring up the shortstop Itsuki Moribayashi. And the first pitch delivered as a breaking ball that just misses outside, and the count is 1-0. Moribayashi 0 for 1 tonight as he grounded out to the third baseman. So the lefty Keuchel rocking into the windup, and he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside. The count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Lefty Keuchel again rocking into the windup, and he kicks and he fires. It's a fastball that splits the plate in half. Runs the count now to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Keuchel again rocking into the windup, and he delivers another one. There's another breaking ball. This one catches the outside corner. The count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes here. As again, Keuchel ready to go back to work as he rocks himself into the windup and he delivers. There is a breaking ball that misses outside. Keuchel not happy with the home plate umpires. That is going to be 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Murray Biashi. I'm not sure what he has to do here. He's been around the zone. So here comes the 3-2 from the lefty. He's going to challenge him straight up, but instead, nope, it's a breaking ball that misses outside for ball 4. And that is going to be a walk here with 2 gone to Murray Biashi, and it's going to bring up the center fielder, Ryosuke Tatsumi. It could probably frustrate you at the best of times in that situation when you feel that you may have had yourself strike 3 on the 2-2 count. And the umpire is just kind of tightening it up a little bit on you, and you get a little bit upset. I can understand Dallas Keuchel's perspective. Well, that brings Tatsumi to the plate, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. So everything all kind of went awry here with that error from the catcher, Tamura. As the Eagles have pushed 2 across the plate here in the early going. To have a 2-0 lead. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. So I think they probably want to call some time here and have somebody go in and chat with Keuchel. I think if Tally Soto, I probably would go in and have a word with him just to calm him down for a minute. Save the pitching coach making a trip. As the 2-0 is on the way, it is a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. Our friend Ken is still with us here. We were asking earlier if you're having some struggles with the commercials. There's a fastball swung on, and it is taken on 1 hop by Soto, and he is just going to walk and step on the base. It'll be a ground out to 3 for the 3rd out of the inning. We'll be back in just a moment, everybody, but there were 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 1 hit. There was 1 error, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're now moving to the top of the 4th. A third of the ball game is in the books. Your score is the Eagles 2 and the Marines no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. It is Marines and Eagles when we come back. Hang tight, everybody. We'll see you in just a bit. It is 2-0 Eagles. It is the top of the 4th, just around the corner, and we'll be back after this musical timeout. Welcome back, everybody. The starter Fuji delivered 51 pitches through the first 3 innings as he will come to face Polanco, Nakamura, and Yamamoto. The first pitch fastball catches the outside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Polanco tonight 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up against the lefty, who has 4 retired via the strikeout tonight so far, as there is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to the big fella as he digs in, waiting here on the offering again from the lefty. Polanco waggling the bat, and the 0-2 on the way. It is a fastball that misses in the right-handed batter's box, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fuji working himself to the belt as Polanco waggling the bat. Here comes the 1-2 offering as he kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep center field. This ball could be trouble. Back on the warning track, Tatsumi. He looks up and it's gone. A home run for Polanco, as that is going to be his 22nd of the campaign. A solo shot to cut the lead to 2-1. And as I said a few moments ago, this has a very, very similar feeling to last night's game, as the Eagles had scored their runs in the 3rd, and the Marines had responded with their own in the 4th. And that is exactly how the script is being written here tonight in this one, as it is very, very similar to last night. So 2-1 as Polanco has cut the lead in half with home run at number 22 on the campaign. And it was a ball that was drilled. It was just to the right of the batter's eye, as it was almost a straightaway center field. And the first pitch to Nakamura is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So all smiles in the Marines dugout. That'll relieve some of the tension as they do find themselves trailing by 1 now. There's a fastball delivered to Nakamura, and he pulls it foul down the third base line, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. So all smiles in the Marines dugout as Polanco feeling good about himself as the lefty Fuji delivers. It is a breaking ball down. A nice stop there by the catcher Shogo Nakamura. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fuji again holding it at the belt, ready to deliver. And there is a fastball swung on it. It is chopped foul over on the third base side. And that count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nakamura. Nakamura had grounded to second his first time up. Back to lead off the 2nd inning. As the 1-2 pitch is on the way, it is another breaking ball swung on it. Another one tap foul over on the third base side. And the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lefty ready to deliver again. There is a fastball that he half swings, does Nakamura, as that ball is going to be strike 3. Tried to check his swing, couldn't hold up, and he is going to be in the books. That's the 5th strikeout tonight by Fuji. We were looking at Fuji's numbers. He's basically a strikeout every other inning, not necessarily a power arm. But tonight he has shown up with the strikeouts as he has been keeping the Marines hitters off balance. It's 5 in the books via the strikeout. And the first pitch delivered to Yamamoto is a fastball swung on it. Is lined to the left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And Yamamoto's got himself a single. That now puts him at 2 for 16 on the year. That is only the 2nd hit in 16 trips to the plate for the young outfielder of the Marines. And he actually hit the ball really well his first time up. He had lined out. So Yamamoto in the books. He's at first. That brings Tatsuhiro Tamura to the plate. Tamura's 1 for 1 tonight. But so far it's been that error throwing the ball to third base that ended up almost hitting the third base coach of the Golden Eagles. And the first pitch on the way is grounded softly over to third. Asamura goes to second for 1, back to first. and it's not going to be in time. You got to give your hat off to Tamura. He really ran hard down the line. That's going to be a fielder's choice, 5-4 on the putout. And Tamura safe on the back end. That's going to leave it all up to the shortstop at Suki Tomosuji. Well, for Tomosuji, as he strides to the plate, he is officially 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out in his only time up. And the pitch on the way is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strike. Batting from the right side here against the left-handed throwing Fuji. As the pitch is on the way, it is a fastball swung on. It is lifted softly into center field. Moving over underneath it is Tatsumi, and he's there to make the catch. And that is going to do it here, as that will end the 4th inning for the Marines. But the Marines answer back with a run of their own. There was 1 run in the inning on the home run by Gregory Polanco. There was 2 hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. Your score as we move to the bottom of the 4th inning, it is the Eagles 2 and the Marines 1. Hang with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this. Eagles coming to bat.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. Dallas Keuchel is just completing his tune-up tosses, as we'll be ready to resume the action here in just a couple moments, as it is a 2-1 lead now for the Tohoku Rakuten Gold Eagles. Eagles scored 2 at the bottom of the 3rd. It was the throwing error by Tamura, the catcher, that brought home the first run, and a sacrifice fly by Yuya Ogo to bring home the second. Marines responded with a solo shot off the bat of Gregory Polanco, as they have cut the lead to 2-1. 2 runs, 1 hit, no errors for the Eagles. 1 run, 4 hits, and 1 error for the Marines. It is a 2-1 ball game. Asamura, Yasuda, and Watanabe to come to bat here for Tohoku in the last half of the 4th. And the pitch on the way is a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is. We were talking earlier about the calls of the game that we're going to be doing in the next couple of nights. We'll be doing the games in the Central League, as there's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be lined through the 6-hole into left field, and Asamura is going to be aboard with a leadoff single here to start the 4th. So he is aboard, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Yuma Yasuda. So Yasuda striding to the plate, as he is 0 for 1 in this one. He had grounded to the pitcher his first time up. So Yasuda striding to the dish. Soto holding the runner. Samura over at first base. As Yasuda bats from the left side against the lefty Keuchel. And the pitch on the way is a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. 43 pitches now for the American lefty. as he was at 40 pitches through the first 3. He had cruised through the first 2 innings. The third inning was a little bit of a blip because of the error and whatever else. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 2-0. I guess you want to call it whatever else because it was a bizarre play. So 2 balls and no strikes. Left-hander against the left-hander. As Keuchel works himself set to the belt, there is a fastball swung on it as tapped softly foul over on the first base side. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Yasuda. Yasuda looks like he almost wanted to get himself a new bat or something. I don't know if there was a piece that had fallen off. We'll take a look at that. Nope, nothing at all. So here comes the 2-1 pitch. That is a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 3-1 on Yasuda. Keep our eye on Asamura here to see if they might consider putting him in motion at 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike as the lefty now delivers. Fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side. 3-2 now to Yasuda. I'd like to see more of Yasuda, to be honest. As we said before, he's been in the lineup here the last few games of the Golden Eagles that we've done, and haven't really seen a whole lot of them, but I have to say I like some of the things that I see, at least at this stretch for him. They list him as a catcher, and we really haven't seen him behind the plate. There's a fastball swung on. It's going to ground through the 4-hole into right field. That ball's got eyes. And Yasuda's hot hitting continues as he's got himself a single here. That puts runners at first and second with nobody out. And that is going to bring up the first baseman, Yoshi Watanabe. And for Watanabe, he is striding to the plate. He was 0 for 4 in last night's ball game, but he had a big sacrifice fly to bring home the tying run in the 10th inning last night. So Watanabe, a clutch at bat there late in the ball game. He's 0 for 1 here tonight as he had struck out his first time up. Batting from the left side here against the left-handed hitting Keuchel. Let's see if they think about maybe squaring to bunt here. And the pitch is on its way. He does bunt, and it's down the third baseline, but it's just going to roll foul. So no balls and 1 strike to Yoshiaki Watanabe. Another big night for the Japanese star from Japan, Shohei Ohtani, hit his 48th home run of the season. Yeah, he is a 48-48, 48 home runs, 48 stolen bases, looking to be the first 50-50 man in Major League Baseball. Here's the pitch again. It is bunted down the third baseline. Keuchel fields it, but it's going to bounce and it's going to land fair, and he's not going to be able actually to come up with the play. It was a good bunt there by the first baseman, Watanabe. He's going to get that. It looks like more than likely ruled as a hit. All smiles for him as that is going to load the bases full of Eagles. So back-to-back singles here. Has loaded the bases, and that is going to bring up the left fielder, Yukiya Ito. And I think with the amount of the way that Keuchel had to come off the base to field it, I really think his only play would have been to third base. So we're going to see how they're going to play this here. The Marines have the corners are in double play depth up the middle. So double play depth up the middle, as Yukiya Ito is standing at the plate. He is 1 for 1 tonight. He doubled his last time up. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that just misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Eagles got an opportunity to put some runs on the board. Our friend Jeremy Orr in the house tonight. Welcome, Jeremy. You've walked in at the right time as the Eagles have the bases loaded with nobody out. And they are threatening here against the American Dallas Keuchel. And the pitch on the way is another breaking ball that misses down. It's now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. This ball game here are lots of repercussions potentially on the line here is if the Eagles win this one, they'll be tied for third place with the Marines. And then it'll be the sprint to the finish. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 3-0. And to be honest with you, I really don't know who I would want to face. I mean, the Fighters are in second spot. They're more than likely going to be hosting that first round of the playoffs. And I got to say, if I had my choice, I think I might rather play the Golden Eagles, although the Eagles have been playing good ball lately. And there is a fastball that misses outside. It's going to be ball 4. And Keuchel doesn't know where that pitch is, but that's going to walk in a run as Ito's going to get himself an RBI on the bases loaded walk. In to score is Asamura. It's going to bring the pitching coach out to the mound. It's going to increase the score line to 3-0. So Yasuda goes to third, Watanabe to second. Ito is the runner at first. It's going to bring up the second baseman, Hiroto Kobakata, after this conference of Marines. And certainly Keuchel was not happy with that last pitch. I got to tell you, though, he'd missed on his other pitches. And so at that point in time, when you're up or down, you're all over the place, and then you're kind of begging for something, well, I can kind of see that the home plate umpire are not going to give you that call. That brings up Hiroto Kobakata to the plate. He is officially 0 for 1. He was the one who reached on the error when he had bunted his last time up. Breaking ball misses down and away, and that's 5 consecutive balls delivered now by Keuchel. There's nowhere to put him. You got to pitch to him. Let him put the ball in play. As the left-handed hitting Kobakata waiting here, and there's another fastball that misses down. It's now 2-0. So the way things are going here, I think you might want to get that bullpen going in a big-time hurry. There's got to be a 5-alarm blaze has started on the mound here. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. And the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike here to Hiroto Kobakata. Lefty Keuchel again working to the set. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded to Soto. He comes home with it for 1, and that's all they're going to get, as that is going to retire the runner Yasuda at the plate. He's going to go in the books 3-2 on the putout on the fielder's choice. He's gone for the first out. Watanabe advances to third. Ito over to second. Kobakata first. It's going to bring up the catcher, Hikaru Oda. And I guess if you want somebody at the plate in this situation here, if you were the Marines, not the Eagles, you want Oda at the plate. He has struggled this season, batting 194, a couple homers, and 21 runs driven in. He did have a sacrifice bunt his last time up. As the pitch from Keuchel on the way is a breaking ball stopped by Tamura, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Lefty Keuchel gets a new baseball, ready to go back to work again. As he gets the sign from Tamura, the 1-0 on the way. Breaking ball waved out and missed, and the count now goes to 1-1. That was a nice pitch there by Keuchel. As he got the right-handed hitting Oda out in front of the pitch. So again, the American lefty getting his sign from the catcher as he gets ready to deliver again. Here comes the 1-1. Breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. That's going to get 1 run in. Stopping at third is going to be Ito. And a RBI single here for Oda has increased the score line to 4-1. So coming in to score Watanabe with the second run of the inning. Heading over to third is Ito, stopping at second, Kobakata. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Yuya Ogo. Our friend Jeremy says he's the best player right now. I'm not sure who you're specifically referring to. As it was a little bit of a delay on our stream here, and so that's going to bring the top of the order in Yuya Ogo to the plate. Ogo tonight officially 0 for 1. He flew out to center field and he had a sac fly to center field. So he has an RBI here, but there is still only one away here in the inning. And the breaking ball misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Keuchel in a jam here. Bases loaded, 1 out in the 4th. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses inside. It's now 2-0. This start kind of eerily reminds me of the start that he had in Chiba when I was there. He had given up, I believe it was 4 runs in the first 4 innings as he was chased. They lost to Saitama that night by the Cebu Lions. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down. It's now 3-0 to Ogo. I guess the only question here is Keuchel going to be able to survive the 4th? This is the 7th batter to come to bat here for the Eagles, and he's lost his command of his pitches. As the 3-0 is ready to come here. Kicks and delivers. Fastball misses inside, ball 4, and Keuchel's pissed. You can see that. He's lifted both his hands up, and he doesn't know where to throw the pitch. He is absolutely getting squeezed. He is not happy with the home plate umpire. And he's letting them have it. It is now 5-1, and he is hot like a tamale on the mound. And in some ways, I can't necessarily blame him. There's been a couple times he's made some pretty good pitches, and he has got nothing from the home plate umpire. Absolutely squeezed. And I have to be honest, I can't remember seeing Dallas Keuchel this upset, even in Major League Baseball on the Hill. But that is now a 5-1 lead here for the Golden Eagles. And that is going to bring up Itsuki Muribayashi to the plate. He is 0 for 1 tonight, and he is walked in his other trip. And the pitch is a fastball down, and the count is 1-0. Well, that pitch there, those pitches there when they're down in the dirt and everything else, I get it. And Keuchel in the first 2 innings, he had retired the batters pretty quietly, like he was establishing the zone. Only 18 pitches to retire the first 6 outs of the game. And then there was the walk in the 3rd inning, and he's obviously had a couple of walks here. But the home plate umpire has definitely not been giving him any advantages at all. There's the pitch. It's a fastball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-1 on Muribayashi. Jeremy says, what Central games are coming up tomorrow? We are going to do the next 3 games that we have coming up. It's Giants Bay Stars we're going to cover tomorrow night. And then the next 2 nights after that will be Giants and Carp. As that ball is swung on and tapped foul over on the third base side, the count remains at 1-2. And then I'm not sure what the weekend looks like. I think we'll come back to the Pacific for 1, and then probably on the Monday of next week, which is the Sunday night in North America, we'll probably do a doubleheader that night. I believe the early games will all be Pacific, and I think that night it is Central in the other. There's a fastball swung on. It is sliced into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit in front of the right fielder, Yamamoto. Coming in to score is going to be Kobakata. It's going to advance everybody up a base station to station, and the Marines are on the phone as they are trying to make the call here. I don't know if they're going to come and get Keuchel yet or not, but a RBI single for Muribayashi has the scoreline now 6-1 for the Golden Eagles. And I can remember as a youngster having a moment like this. That was a pretty good pitch. Muribayashi stuck the bat out off of his shoe tops and was able to slice it into right field. That would drive you insane as a pitcher. And the first pitch is a breaking ball delivered to Ryosuke Tatsumi, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. I mean, all you have to do is, in that situation, be able to make a great pitch, and the guy just reaches out and touches it and drops it into right field. We have a stoppage in the play as time has been called. The home plate umpire has jumped out as it looks like A ball had gotten loose as the pitcher playing catch on the third baseline had thrown one wild. Here's the 0-1. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and if I'm Dallas Keuchel, I'm still pretty ticked off because that pitch looked darn good, and finally now you're getting it. So the Marines have come into Tohoku with a 2-game advantage. It's about to evaporate here. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to first. Soto fields it. He comes home, but they've called a foul ball. The home plate umpire has signaled that it's a foul ball. The count remains at 0-2, and our friend Chris, the hobbyist, in the house. As we got some late night baseball going on here in Japan, a 6-1 lead for your Golden Eagles over the Marines. So no balls and 2 strikes. Dallas Keuchel holds set. He delivers. Fastball misses down and away. Count now 1-2 to Tatsumi. For those of you who don't know, our friend Chris, the hobbyist, is from Tennessee. Jeremy says he's leaving as people left when he came in. And there's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Tatsumi, as that is going to be the second out of the inning. And that is going to leave it all up to the third baseman, Hideto Asamura. And Asamura led the inning off with a single and scored a run. So 2 gone here. Bases are still loaded, as the Golden Eagles are looking to pile on to their lead here. We are in the last half of the 4th inning. It is a 6-1 lead. First pitch fastball taken for a called strike. Got to tell you, some of the pitches that Keuchel was upset about earlier were a lot better than the one that was just delivered to Asamura. I'd be curious. I'll keep an eye on Keuchel at the end of the half inning to see if he lets the home plate umpire know what he thinks of his strike zone. I'm not sure that he may understand. Now, there's another pitch that was better than the last one, and he calls that one a ball. The count is 1-1. Hobbyist says, how was the Eagles' record this year? Well, the Tohoku Ball Club, we're sitting in 4th place right now out of the playoffs. If they win tonight, they're going to tie the Marines, who are in 3rd, for 3rd place. As that fastball misses inside, and again, I'm not sure Keuchel's really pleased with where the call was or wasn't. It's now 2-1 to Asamura. The Golden Eagles are a couple of games above 500. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. Moving back and underneath it, backpedaling a little bit is Ogino, but he's going to be there to make the catch. That is going to do it, but there's been lots of damage done here in the bottom of the 4th inning. There were 4 runs in the inning on the benefit of 5 hits. There was no errors, and there was 3 runners left aboard. Your score as we move to the top of the 5th inning, it is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 6, the Chiba Lotte Marines 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Our friend the hobbyist says has a great stream as he's going to work. Chris, we appreciate you as always for stopping in. We'll be back in a bit with all the action after this. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the top half of the 5th inning We'll be back in 30 seconds as Fuji is just completing his warm-up tosses after this musical timeout. Welcome back, everybody. It's the top of the order. Fujiwara, Fujioka, and Ojino to come to bat. And the first pitch was a fastball that missed down to Fujiwara, and then it was a fastball taken for a called strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike to the left-handed hitting center fielder of the Marines. 0 for 2 tonight is the leadoff hitter, and he swings at a fastball and grounds it right to the first baseman, Watanabe, who picks it up and steps on the base. So with 1 up, there is 1 away, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Yudai Fujioka. 65 pitches through 4 innings for Fuji, as he has been doing his work diligently here tonight. I would have thought that Keuchel through the first little bit would have been the one that was going to be around longer, but based on the last couple innings, Keuchel may not be coming out for the 5th. Breaking ball is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Yudai Fujioka. The lefty again delivers. There is a breaking ball that misses up and in, and the count is 1-1. Not sure who the home plate umpire is on this one here tonight. Now, they list his name as Shirai as the last name of the umpire. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Moving to his left to field it is Ogo, and he fires it back into the infield. And that is going to be a single here for Fujioka. That's going to be the second time tonight he's been aboard. That'll bring up the left fielder, Takashi Ojino. Ojino inserted back into the lineup tonight is 1 for 1 and a walk, as he strives to bat here to face Fuji. I was going to say, the home plate umpire, I've seen him before. I saw him a couple years ago where he had got into it, or one of the pitchers had got into it with him, and he was mad, and he literally came out to the mound. I think it was Tomoyuki Sagano, as that fastball was swung on and fouled away. We were, for some reason, calling a Giants game, and Sagano was upset at the plate umpire, and he started to storm toward the mound, upset. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, as the pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-2. And I remember being on that call for that game and just being a little bit amazed on how he was handling the situation, and he was upset with the pitcher. But I think if I was the pitcher, I'd be like, hey, you got to be better than this, because he wasn't very good that night. Here's the 0-2. The fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field. Coming in and making the catch is Tatsumi, and that is going to retire Ojino for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone, and that will bring up the first baseman, Neftali Soto. Our friend Shotgun Shell in the house, he says he's got the over 10 tonight. Yeah, that might be the over 10 for the first 5. This game here has gotten spiraled out of control a little bit early, but I got to tell you, I don't think it's done yet. I think the Marines have got some firepower here left in them. They're going to tighten this one back up. Here comes the first pitch from the lefty Fuji to Soto, and that's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. And Keuchel probably would be sitting in the Marine dugout not happy with that, because he threw some pitches that were way better than that. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, as the lefty now kicks and fires. It is a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Neftali Soto batting here against the lefty Fuji, who works himself to the belt. And now he's ready to deliver. He kicks and he fires. It is a fastball swung on, rolled over to short, fielded by Murray Biashi. He throws to first, and that is going to do it here in the 5th inning, as it's a ground out, 6-3. Soto in the books for out number 3, and that is going to do it. No runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. Your score as we move to the last half of the 5th inning, it is the Eagles 6 and the Marines 1. Manager Yoshi on his way out to the home plate umpire, and that usually signals that'll be the end of the pitcher, and more than likely tonight, the end of Dallas Keuchel. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel, and this here is for our friend Shotgun Shell, who's hanging in. Welcome back, everybody. It is a pitching change, as it is going to be Fumiya Ono coming into the ball game. He is going to be the second pitcher used tonight by the Chiba Lotte Marines, as it ended up being a quick night here for Dallas Keuchel, as he had only worked 4 innings in this one. So it is Fumiya Ono on in relief, as he will take over and be pitcher number 2 to be used here by the Chiba Lotte Marines. 6 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Eagles, 1-5 and 1 for the Marines. That is your line score in this one. It was 2 runs in the third and 4 in the fourth by the Golden Eagles. The Marines got their only run on the solo shot by Gregory Polanco in inning number 4. And that is where we stand here. A 6-1 scoreline in the bottom of the 5th. So the right-hander Ono ready to go as he kicks, and he delivers. It is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Yuma Yasuda. Yasuda is 1 for 2 in this one tonight. He had a single in his last time up, and he also has grounded out as the right-hander kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into right field. It's in the corner. It's going to get down for a base hit. Rounding first and heading to second is Yasuda, and he is going to cruise into second base with a leadoff stand-up double. And that is his second hit of the night, and his hot hitting continues here as he is abusing the NPB pitching over the last week or so, and that will bring up the first baseman, Yoshiaki Watanabe. The Golden Eagles are getting hot at the right time. Our friend Shotgun Shell says, "Go Eagles, go." Yeah, they are definitely getting hot at the right moment. They win tonight, they'll come into a tie with the Marines for third place in the Pacific League. And everybody is running out of games. We've got a couple of weeks to go. We'll be on, as we said, the next 3 nights with Central League action. So rare Central League action. Tomorrow will be the Giants and the Bay Stars. So hopefully you can join us for that one. And then we'll follow the Giants to Hiroshima for the first 2 games of that series against the Carp. And then we will make some decisions after that, what we will be calling moving forward. So 1 ball and no strikes to Watanabe as he waits on the offering here from Ono. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on, grounded over to short. Tomosuji thought about going over to third because the runner, Yasuda, had taken off, but it was probably the right decision. I don't think he would have had a chance on him. That's going to go down as a ground out 6-3. Yasuda does advance over to third base. Actually, I have to tell you, it probably wasn't the worst decision by Yasuda, because anytime it's a ground ball to the right side of the base runner, you've got to kind of hold. If it's to the left, you got to advance. But the ball was hit right at the base runner, and it was a bit of a slow ground ball. And it really had to be charged by the shortstop as he had picked it up and fired it to first base. He did take a look at third. So that is going to bring up the right-handed hitting Ito, and the first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Just as a reminder, after this half inning, we will take a break as they do take the extended break in the NPB between innings. Our friend Shotgun Shell says, Gregory Polanco in the house. Yeah, Polanco is having himself a heck of a ball game. So no balls and one strike to Ito. Ito tonight has been on base twice. He has scored a couple of runs. He's doubled and walked, driven in a run. And there's a fastball swung on it. It is lined into left field. And you can count that as RBI number 2 as Ito's got himself a single. That's going to bring home Yasuda, and that's going to make the scoreline 7-1 here. And with one gone here in the inning, it'll bring up the second baseman, Hiroto Kobakata. So everything right now the Golden Eagles are touching are coming up like roses, or smelling like roses, and our friend Shotgun Shell might be right. And our friend from the Philippines has checked in, and he says, let's go Tohoku. Yeah, well, I got to tell you, right now you've come in at the right time. As the right-hander Ono delivers it as a fastball swung on it is popped up into shallow left field. Coming in underneath it and making the catch is the left fielder Ogino, and that is going to retire Kobakata for the second out of the inning. That'll leave it all up to the catcher, Hikaru Oda. And for Oda, he is officially 1 for 1 tonight. He's got a single and an RBI, and he also has a sac bunt. So 7-1 is the scoreline. The right-hander Ono ready to deliver. The runner at first is Ito. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses down and away for a ball. And I got to tell you, some of the pitches, not just that Keuchel threw, that Ono and even Fuji, the home plate umpire, it's been a challenge tonight. It hasn't been per se that he's inconsistent. It's batter to batter. You don't know what you're going to get every time you get a new hitter at the plate. It's a new zone. And the right-hander delivers it as a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Our friend from the Philippines says the Tohoku and Tigers winning on the same day is such a nice feeling as a baseball fan. I don't know if you're talking about the Detroit Tigers or if you're talking about the Hanshin Tigers, but either way, you can't go wrong. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball swung on it, missed. Now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, the right-hander Ono working himself to the belt as he is ready to deliver here. And he kicks and fires. It is a split-finger pitch that misses down in the dirt. A nice job of stopping it there by Tamura, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. I wonder at what point in time manager Yoshi would kind of wave the white flag, maybe to get a little bit of rest for his ball club here. As the pitch is ready to come here to the right-handed hitting Oda, 2-2 on the way. Ono kicks and fires. Fastball swung on and line foul into the seats down the right field line. Count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Waggling the bat is the right-handed hitting Oda. Ono on the mound, ready to go. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded back off the glove of Ono. And that is probably about almost the worst thing you can do. Sometimes they tell pitchers just to leave the balls as he knocks it down, but there's not going to be a play to be made anywhere. Oda is going to get himself a infield single. It's going to advance Ito to second. And it's going to bring up the top of the order in Yuya Ogo. I was just saying about this, what you'll see sometimes is, I guess the question is who's the worst fielder in the infield? And usually the answer to that would be as the pitcher, because obviously the infielders are paid to be fielders and the pitcher's paid to be a pitcher. So sometimes they can be a bit of a disaster or a gong show on the mound. Some guys can field their position quite well, but tonight you have noticed, even with Dallas Keuchel a couple of times, he had that bunt down the third baseline. He wasn't able to make the play. And here Ono, he maybe lets it go. They might have had a chance up the middle, either for a fielder's choice or for the force it, or the put out at first. First pitch breaking ball is taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1 to Ogo. But instead, now you still are in a jackpot. You've got runners at first and second with 2 out. And the hot hitting Ogo at the plate. As the right-hander works himself to the belt. And here comes the 0-1. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to Tomo Tsuji at short. He goes into the 6-hole, backhands it, throws it to second. To the second baseman, Fujioka, and that is going to do it. It is going to be a fielder's choice. It is going to erase Oda for the third out of the inning, 6-4. And that will do it here for us through 5 innings. Everybody, this is what we like to call our Japanese halftime. So the halftime is going to be an extended break as they're going to be fixing the field. Your score as we move to the top of the 6th inning, it is 7-1. Stick around with us. It is the Eagles and the Marines. When we come back after this, we'll put the music on loop. And we're back for your entertainment in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. Wish we had a little closer game, but you never know. Last night looked like it wasn't going to be the way it was when it finished, as the Eagles did come back. We'll be back in a few. Welcome back, everybody. We've got our scores from out of town. It is a bottom of the fifth inning in the Central League. The Tigers have a 3-2 lead over the Dragons. In the top of the sixth inning, the Carp and the Swallows are all locked up at 3. And in the top of the sixth inning at the Tokyo Dome, it is a 1-1 ball game between the Bay Stars and the Giants. The other scores in the Pacific League, it is 1-0 in the bottom of the fifth inning for the Fighters over the Hawks. The Lions have a 2-1 lead over the Buffaloes. That is in the top of the sixth inning. And here it is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles with a 7-1 lead over the Marines. It has been in this ball game here tonight. 2 runs in the third inning, 4 in the fourth, and 1 in the fifth inning for Tohoku that have staked them out to this lead. It was a solo shot in the fourth inning by Gregory Polanco that had responded for the Marines in this one. They have put out 9 hits already so far, have Tohoku. The Bats have come alive in the series. That is where we stand right now here in this one. Well, Fuji is on the mound here. He is completing his warm-up tosses. We're about ready to get this one resumed in just a couple moments. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this with all the action as it is the top of the sixth inning. Just around the corner. Actually, you know what? We're going to stay with you. Fuji's already done his tosses. We're not going to go away. We thought he still had a few more left, but we'll stay with you here. So coming up to bat here for the Chiba Lotte Marines, it'll be Polanco, Nakamura, and Yamamoto. So Polanco had a leadoff home run in the fourth inning off of the lefty Fuji here. So Polanco getting himself dug back in. 77 pitches through the first 5 for the lefty. And one would think he's probably got a couple more innings left in him as the first pitch fastball misses down and away and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Polanco with that home run in inning number 4. It's his 22nd of the year as he separated himself from his teammate Neftali Soto for second in the Pacific League. As that fastball misses outside and the count now goes to 2-0. Polanco, Nakamura, and Yamamoto here in inning number 6 to face Fuji. As the lefty who holds set kicks and delivers, it is a fastball swung on, and this is fouled away down the first base line, and the count now goes to 2-1. Our friend, as he hopes the Tigers win so they have a chance to take the lead from the Giants in the Central. Now, that is a pretty tight race over there as well. That's probably a more entertaining race. But right now the Tigers are a couple of games back. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count is 2-2. Currently, the Giants are holding on to a 2-game lead over the Tigers, as the Giants do have a couple of games in hand. And then the Carper 5 back, as there is a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into right field. It's going to get down. Rounding first and heading to second is Polanco, and he is going to cruise in with a stand-up double. So his second hit of the ball game. This time a double, and that will bring up the third baseman, Shogo Nakamura. So I got to say, don't sleep yet. The Marines, for whatever it is worth to everybody listening in tonight, they're not going to give up at all. I have a feeling this game here is going to tighten up a little bit, especially once they can get into the bullpen of the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. And then, of course, the Bay Stars are 6 games back. They're a game back of the Carp, and they do have a game in hand on the Carp as well. So that is interesting there. The Swallows, who are in last place, are currently locked up with the Carp. And the Carp have been on a bit of a free fall lately, as that first pitch is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Bay Stars need to make a run for it. And ironically, when you look at the run difference, the Bay Stars have had a better offense than the Carp, and that's what I pointed to before, is the lack of offense from the Carp. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1 to Nakamura. If I had to say that would be their Achilles heel, that would be it. I like their pitching staff. I like their starters. The relievers have been a little shaky lately, but sometimes they go through rough patches. Here comes the 1-1. Breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-2 now to Nakamura. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Our friend from the Philippines says, I'm confident they can beat the Giants at the Cochin on the weekend. Giants are actually playing the Carp on the weekend at the Mazda Zoom Zoom. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Here's the 1-2. Fastball swung on and grounded foul, and the count remains at 1-2. We were taking a look at the games that we were going to call ahead of time, and we had mentioned that tomorrow night it'll be the Bay Stars and the Giants. And a rare, I say rare, but we're going to do a string of Central League games just because of the closeness of the way the games have been played out. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as the lefty Fuji kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is lined foul into the seats down the right field line. The count remains at 1-2 to Nakamura. The weekend, it'll be at the Mazda Zoom Zoom Stadium. It'll be the Carp and the Giants. It'll be a 3-game set. Or check that, a 2-game set. That'll be Friday and Saturday. And then the Giants go to the Cochin Stadium for a Sunday and Monday affair. So 2-game series there as well. As the 1-2 is on the way, it's a breaking ball swung on and fouled straight back, and the count remains still at 1-2 to Nakamura. So rare Monday baseball in the Japanese League again, but it'll be that as well. And we will look to call the doubleheader on Monday. So that would be Sunday night North American time. We're going to do the 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern. It'll be the Giants and the Tigers. We'll do that one. Fastball swung on, lifted into right center field. Moving over underneath it is Tatsumi, makes the catch. Tagging at second and heading to third is Polanco, and he's going to slide in safely as the throw comes in just a little bit late. So a fly ball by Nakamura is going to be the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the right fielder, Daido Yamamoto. And so with the first game of the doubleheader that we will do, the second game more than likely is probably going to be, I have to tell you, I'm not sure, because the game that we would probably like to do would be Tohoku and Chiba. But that game is a start that's a little bit earlier, and I don't know if that first game will be finished by then. So we may want to take our break to get ourselves set up. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1 to Yamamoto. Yamamoto 1 for 2 tonight. He singled in his 2 trips. He's also lined to right field. He is now 2 for 16 on the season. And then next Tuesday, we're pretty safe to say that we are going to mail in the only game on Tuesday, which is between the Lions and the Buffaloes. There is a line drive hit right back to the pitcher as he fields it off his shoe tops. Yamamoto hit the ball hard, but Fuji makes the catch. That's going to retire him for the second out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the catcher, Tatsuhiro Tamura. So for Tamura, he is 1 for 2. He's got a single and 2 trips. As the lefty works himself to the belt. As Tamura is waggling the bat here, waiting on the offering from the lefty. And the pitch on the way is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Tamura had made that error that got the ball rolling here. A friend from the Philippines said the Lions have been winning some games lately despite being in last place in the Pacific. That is absolutely correct, as that fastball is just missing outside. When I was in Japan, I saw them beat the split against the 2 games I went to see against the Fighters. They split and they beat the Marines. So they were playing some decent baseball at that time, and they've carried on in the month of September. Obviously, they're going to avoid the 100-loss season. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven into right field. Moving back is Ogo, and he's going to make the catch. And Tamura hit the ball hard. He just hit it right to the glove of the right fielder, and he is going to be gone for the third out of the inning. No runs in the inning, 1 hit, no errors. There was 1 runner left aboard, and your score as we move to the bottom of the 6th. It is a 7-1 ball game. We'll be right back after this in just a few, as the Eagles are flapping their wings here tonight. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this. Your score as we move to the last half of the sixth inning, it is a 7-1 Eagles lead. They are comfortably out in front. We'll be back in just a few right after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat for Tohoku in their half of the seventh inning. Moribayashi, Tatsumi, and Asamura, as they will stride here. We're just going to get a check to see if Fumiya Ono is still on the hill or if they are going to be making another pitching change. Would be the Chiba Lotte Marines. As the home plate umpire looks like he has got his notebook out, and more than likely probably making some notes as to who the reliever is going to be. I don't know if there has been a injury tonight. I think all of the umpires are still on the field, as it is going to be number 36 taking over. This is going to be Koshiro Sakamoto. So the right-hander is coming on in relief of Fumiya Ono. So Sakamoto on here to face the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. And the first pitch from the lefty is a fastball that misses way upstairs. He is taking a playbook out of some of the North American players, as his hair is well down below the collar of his shirt. There is a fastball swung on, is grounded softly to short. Tomosuji fields it. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Moribayashi on a ground out 6-3, as he is going to be gone for the first out of the inning. And I'll bring up Ryosuke Tatsumi. So Koshiro Sakamoto retires the first batter he faces. And that is, as we say, going to bring Tatsumi to the plate, who is 0 for 3 tonight. You know, for 7 runs in the Eagle offense and for Tatsumi not to be involved, that is saying something. His average has dropped to 292. And the first pitch breaking ball misses for ball 1. And that exactly right there is where Dallas Keuchel was upset. The catcher Tamura froze the pitch there. It looked pretty good. But the Marines not getting the benefit of too many calls here tonight from the home plate umpire. Fastball swung on, lifted into deep right field. This ball is going to be trouble. It's past the glove of the right fielder, and it's going to get down. Digging for 2 is Tatsumi, and he is going to cruise into second base with a stand-up double. Yamamoto did the best he could to try to get there, but it was just out of his reach. And that is a double for Tatsumi here, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Hideto Asamura. For Asamura tonight, he is 1 for 3. He's got a single in 3 trips. He's also scored a run. He was the one who got the inning going in the 4th inning with that leadoff single, as the Eagles had put 4 on the board to stretch this one apart. So Tatsumi gets his lead at second. Here's the pitch. It's a first pitch fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. As we mentioned before, we'll be back on the airwaves pretty much consecutively until next Tuesday. The Tuesday game, as we said, the Buffaloes and the Lions, we're going to skip that one. That's the only game currently right now on the slate in the NPB. So if that game still is a go, we won't be doing it. We'll be sawing logs that night, as we are going to take other things under control as the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. But we'll give you that double header Sunday North American time. So if you're around, stick around for that one. And then what we'll look to do is we'll look to get back in the saddle and run out the rest of the season with you, probably pretty much almost every night with games. Fastball misses up and away, and the count now goes to 2-1. So if you're burning the midnight oil, bring in your coffee, bring in your tea, put your feet up and let us sit back and tell you what's all going on in the games that we'll call. So here comes the 2-1 pitch to Asamer as the lefty holds set. Now he kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul into the seats behind home plate. And the count now runs to 2-2 on Asamer. Our friend Shotgun Shell, make sure you book your calendar, book your notes, and join us for those as well if you're up in the late night hours. Hanging out with us in California. I believe it's California, if I'm not mistaken. William is calling it his home. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. As the lefty delivers, it is a fastball that, oh boy. You know, when you get pitches like this, you can see the frustration, and it's not just the frustration. As that pitch there, like we watched the replays of it, and I got to say, I don't know where that pitch was. I think we're going to have to make a straight out run to the optometrist at the end of the game. Brutal, absolutely brutal. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled right off the mask of the catcher. It keeps the count at 3-2. It was fouled off the wrong guy, unfortunately, because it might wake Tamura up. It needed to wake up the one standing behind him. Our friend Shotgun Shell says, if you have a room for rent, I'll take it. Yeah, there you go. Now, you don't want to come up here. We're about ready to enter into the rain season. Although it seems to be put off for yet another day or two. As the 3-2 pitch is ready to come here. And it's on its way. It's a breaking ball that misses up and away in the count now. That's going to be ball 4. It's going to put Asamer up to first with a walk. It's going to keep Tatsumi at second. It'll bring up the designated hitter, Yuma Yasuda. And Yasuda has been on fire the last week or so, and tonight is no different. He's got a single, a double, he's scored a run, and he's grounded to the pitcher. So Yasuda striding to the plate. I kind of like that. That's kind of neat. They have if you've never seen the park in Tohoku, they have a Ferris wheel in left field. And when the batter comes up to the plate in the center of the Ferris wheel, it flashes the number of the player who is coming to bat. It's kind of cool. Here comes the first pitch from Sakamoto. It's a breaking ball that misses up and in, and the count is 1-0 to Yasuda. A 7-1 lead here for the Marines in the bottom half of inning number 6. As the lefty kicks and delivers, it's a breaking ball that is swung on. He swung on it, and he screwed himself right into the ground. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is to the left-handed hitting DH of the Tohoku Rakuten Gold Eagles. Lefty ready to go back to work. I wonder if we'll see Fuji in for another inning. He's already at 94 pitches. As the lefty delivers, Sakamoto lets it go. It's swung on. It has popped up in the infield. The infield fly rule is in effect. Yudai Fujioka underneath it, who makes the catch. And Yasuda is going to be retired for the second out of the inning. It's going to leave it up to the first baseman, Yoshiaki Watanabe. Well, for Watanabe tonight, he is 1 for 3. He's got a single in 3 trips. As he comes to bat here, his single also brought him, eventually he came home to score a run. It was the second run of the 4th inning. As the left-hander Sakamoto kicks and delivers. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Sakamoto ready to go back to work as he's on the mound. The left-handed hitting Watanabe digging himself in. 2 gone here in the last half of the 6th. 2 aboard. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. If you guys are interested, we do put our daily shorts up every single day, as our short videos are run off. And the short videos we post up are usually of Major League Baseball highlights. So the 1-1 pitch here coming. Breaking ball misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. Shohei Ohtani hit his 48th home run of the campaign last night. He's now got 48 stolen bases and 48 home runs. Just a matter of time and which game it'll be where he will be the 50-50 man. As the pitch is swung on, it is lifted foul down the left field line. Count is now 2-2 on Watanabe. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Left-hander ready to go again as he gets himself a new baseball, digging in and taking his swings is Watanabe. As again holding and delivering is Sakamoto. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away. It's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, the runners are going to be in motion here with 2 gone. So you got to make sure he goes to the plate. So Watanabe going to get something to hopefully, or for in his case, hopefully something to hit. Waiting on deck is Ito should Watanabe be able to get himself on base. Here comes the pitch. Fastball misses off the glove of the catcher Tamura, and it goes all the way to the backstop. And that is going to load the bases as Watanabe's got himself a base on balls. So Tatsumi now the runner at third. The runner at second is Asamura. And Yukiya Ito striding to the plate. It's been a big night for Ito so far. He's 2 for 2, a walk. He's got a couple RBIs and a double. As he strides to the dish here, looking to do some damage. And with that being said, we have a conference on the mound as the pitching coach Ono has come out. Boy, I don't know. If I'm Sakamoto, I don't know if I like the way that he kind of handles himself. It's almost like he's got his back turned to the pitching coach or half turned to Ono. I don't know if that's intentional or if that's just maybe the angle of the camera. That is the way it goes, but it's a little bit strange there. One thing I did want to look on, we had our friend Ken came into the stream earlier on, and he was telling us yesterday about some of the Asian gangs, the Chinese gangs were fighting in Tokyo. There was a brawl that broke out. We were looking to see if there was going to be any type of information on that on the Japanese Times, but nothing on our end as that fastball misses down in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes to Ito. Give us all the headlines of what goes on in Japan. The U.S. decision on Nippon Steel has been pushed back till after the election. That's a headline as well. And it looks like France and Tokyo are going to have a military pact that's going to be set up between the two. That fastball catches the inside corner, and the count goes to 1-1 on Ito. Obviously, they're concerned about the security situation in the Indo-Pacific, and they are speeding up negotiations with the French for some military supplies. There's a breaking ball that's down. It goes all the way to the backstop. It gets by Tamura. That's going to get another run in, so that's going to be a wild pitch. Tatsumi comes around to score. That is going to advance him. It is going to advance Asamura over to third, and Watanabe goes to second. And it is 2 balls and 1 strike, and it is now an 8-1 ball game here for the Eagles. It has gone from bad to ugly. Our friend Shotgun Shell says, don't burn a lead off double bays or double plays. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is popped up into center field. Moving over underneath it is the center fielder, Fujiwara. He makes the catch, but they pick up another run in kind of the cheapest way possible, as it was a wild pitch that brings home a run number 8 here. Your score, we have an 8-1 lead as we go to the top of the 7th. 1 run in the inning on the benefit of only 1 hit. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We'll be right back in just a few as we're moving to the top of the 7th inning. Appreciate you guys for checking in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball channel. We'll update you on all the other scores when we come back as well after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the right-hander, Chi Sung, coming into the ball game. We haven't seen a Sung sighting in a while. The right-hander has just completed his warm-up tosses as he is going to be facing the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the batting order. We're saying Sung was often used last couple of seasons. He was reliable in the 7th, 8th, and even in the 9th inning sometimes. But we have been doing the Golden Eagle games, and he has been not seen so often. It'll be Tomosuji and then the top of the order, Fujiwara and Fujioka, to come to bat here against the right-hander. And the first pitch on the way is a fastball that pours in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. That pitch was at 90 miles an hour on the gun. No balls and 1 strike. Right-hander ready to deliver again. He kicks and he fires. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. Moving over to his right is Ogo, and he's there to make the catch. And Tomosuji is going to be retired for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. That'll bring up the top of the order in Kyoto Fujiwara. Well, and for Fujiwara, he is 0 for 3 tonight. He has flown to center. He has struck out and grounded to first as he gets himself nestled in, ready to face the right-hander here. And the first pitch on the way, it is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Fujiwara, then Fujioka to follow to face the right-hander Sung. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball swung on. It is chop foul over on the first base side. The count now goes to 0-2. So nothing in 2 here. As we get ourselves again caught up on the games around the NPB tonight, you've got yourself scoring everywhere. This has got the most of all the games. Fastball misses upstairs. It's now 1-2 to Fujiwara. In the bottom of the 7th inning, it's 2-0 for the Fighters over the Hawks at the PayPay Dome. That is just going to prolong the Hawks winning the Pacific League. I understand that Kensuke Kondo has been taken off the active roster. I guess he rolled his ankle trying to steal a base the other night. As that fastball is swung on, it is lifted down the left field line. Giving chase is the left fielder Ito. He jumps at the wall, but it is just going to bounce off of the stanchion at the top. It's going to go foul, and that is going to keep the count at 1-2. He crawled the wall, but he just mistimed it a little bit. Bottom of the 7th inning, Lions have a 2-1 lead over the Buffaloes. That is at the Balluna Dome. Over in the Central, Tigers are beating the Dragons 3-2. It is 3-3 in the bottom of the 6th between the Carp and the the Swallows. As there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2, and it's 1-1 in the top of the 7th inning between the Giants and the Bay Stars at the Tokyo Dome. So that is where we sit in here. So the right-hander working himself to the set position as he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Chihao Sung on the hill here. He gets the sign again from his catcher. And the 2-2 ready to come here as it's on its way. It's a fastball swung on. It is chopped foul over on the third base side. And this is turning into a battle here against Fujiwara, as it is now going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Coming to the left-handed hitting center fielder of the Marines. Our Filipino friend says he's hoping that the Swallows will win their game as well. There's a fastball swung on. This is lined past the glove of the shortstop into center field. It's going to get down for a base hit, as Fujiwara's got himself a 1-out single, and that is going to bring up the second baseman, Yudai Fujioka. Yeah, well, the Swallows tonight are playing the Carp. And as we've said, the Carp have been on a bit of a free fall, I guess is the best way to put it. With the Carp fading fast, well, potentially the Bay Stars could catch them. There's a first pitch breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Our friend says he remembers when he saw a game at the Jingu Stadium in Tokyo. It's kind of neat. It's actually the first time I'd been to I've been to the stadium before. I've never actually seen a game there. There was a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count's 0-2 to Fujioka. Got to see the Giants play them twice, Giants Swallows. And, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, depending on what side you're on, the Giants went in there and just beat them up both games. I think it was 5-1 and 5-2 were the scores. First game, the 5-1 game, was never close at all. Fastball swung on, grounded over to the right side. Kobakata gets it. He goes to second for 1. Back to first. It's going to be an inning-ending double play. That's going to go in the books as a 4-6-3 double play. And that will do it here in inning number 7 for the Marines. Well, they had no runs. They did have a hit. There were no errors, and there was nobody left aboard. Your score as we move to the bottom of the 7th inning, it is the Eagles 8 and the Marines 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll keep you dialed in for the rest of this one, as we are going to be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for being here with us on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. We got an 8-1 scoreline for the Golden Eagles over the Marines. We'll be back in just a few. It'll be another pitching change for the Marines, and we'll give that to you when we get back in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for jumping in tonight on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be a pitching change here, as it is going to be number 11, Hirokazu Sawamura, in relief. Almost didn't recognize Sawamura as he came on. The former Boston Red Sox. Looks like his barber is reemployed, as he has got himself a haircut. And it is going to be Ogata who is coming in for Fujioka at second base. So a couple of defensive changes here. So Hirokazu Sawamura on in relief. And the first pitch on the way is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1 to Hiroto Kobakata. Kobakata tonight is officially 0 for 3. He has reached on a fielder's choice, reached on an error, scored a couple of runs, and flown out to left. As Sawamura holds himself set. And he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is chopped over the head of the pitcher. They're going to have to hurry. As Ogata fields it, he throws to first, and they're not going to be able to get the speedy Kobakata, as he is going to get down the line in a big-time hurry. That's going to go down as an infield single. Probably the right decision by Sawamura to let that one go. It was chopped over the head. He had looked like he had tried to go up to get it, but I don't think he would have been able to come down with it. Ogata fielded it, threw it, and a nice piece of running down the line by Kobakata, as he is going to reach there safely. That brings up the catcher Hikaru Oda to the plate. I would think at this point in the game, with a 7-run lead in the 7th, he's probably not going to be bunting. But I don't know what the Japanese would consider good or bad etiquette in this situation. As Sawamura holds to the set, kicks and fires. It's a fastball that comes up and in. I don't know if it hit Oda, but he lost the bat out of his hands. That's going to be a ball. It just missed him. 1 ball and no strikes. A little bit of chin music there for the Tohoku catcher. For Oda tonight, he is 2 for 3. He's got a couple of, check that, 2 for 2. He's got a couple of singles. He's got a sacrifice bunt and an RBI. As the pitch on the way is another fastball that comes up and in, and it's now 2-0. So Sawamura buzzing the hitter here a couple of times. Yeah, I'm not sure they would have recognized Sawamura in Boston with this haircut, as he has got himself a different look now going on, and maybe that's because of how he's pitched. So 2 balls and no strikes for Oda. It is the top of the order, Yuya Ogo, who waits his turn on deck. Kobakata gets his lead over there at first base. And here comes the 2-0 from the right-hander. Fastball, center cut, taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1 on Oda. Our friend from the Philippines said when he was at the Jingu Stadium, he saw the Dragons and the Swallows that night. Dragons are another team that is kind of a team that is rudderless right now. I mean, the Swallows are in last place. That makes it difficult. If you're a fan of that ball club, there's a fastball swung on, popped up right in front of home plate, but now moving into foul territory to make the catch is Tamura. And Oda is going to be retired for the first out of the inning. It'll bring up the top of the order in Yuya Ogo. But the Jingu Stadium, there's been talk that they are going to tear the stadium down. Last year, the talk about it is they're going to rip the stadium down and build up some condos in the area, which is interesting in that regard. Tearing the stadium down, putting up some condominiums or apartment-type buildings. Not sure where the Swallows would call their home, or their next home, their new home. And I'm a bit mixed on it, because the Jingu Stadium is a bit of a classic place, but I also understand that, having been to the stadium, it is a bit of a gong show underneath where the concessions are. You're in pretty tight. And moving it around, it reminds me of an old hockey rink in northern Canada. As the breaking ball is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. And, when you think of beer lines, but not just that, I remember the old days going to Tiger Stadium in Detroit, and the lineup for the bathrooms would be unbelievable. They just didn't have enough to be able to service the fans at the games, that people would be missing an inning or two at a time, standing in line for the bathroom. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Ogo. And that's exactly what it's like at the Jingu Stadium. All of a sudden, you got to get up to go to the bathroom, and you're standing 45 deep in a stadium that's built with only like 3 urinals and 3 bathroom stalls, and takes you forever to have to get to the washroom. You're almost better off bringing your own cup with you to have to use it as a bottle to take your leak in. Here comes the 0-2 pitch as the right-hander holds to the set position, and he kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses down. A nice stop there by the catcher, Tamura. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So yeah, it's definitely a different type of stadium. So from a historical standpoint, love it. It's kind of like your Wrigley Field or your, Fenway Park. It's got a lot. It's rich in history. And unfortunately, it is a stadium, though, that is very antiquated for the time. Now, when you think of what they've done in Saitama with the Lions, how they built that dome on top of the old stadium back in the 90s, I think it's an engineering marvel. It's absolutely unbelievable. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander kicks and fires. Fastball misses outside. Count is 2-2. So I don't know what they could do with the Jingu Stadium to make it a stadium that would be a little bit more modern, a little bit bigger. You go to some parks and there's no upper deck. That is the case in Tokyo as well with the Swallows Stadium at the Jingu. Whereas you go to the ballpark in Hiroshima, that's a beautiful park. A fantastic upper deck. As there's a fastball swung on, it is lifted foul over on the third base side. The count is 2-2. Modern stadium, lower deck, upper deck, the way they've done their, I guess you want to call it their luxury boxes or their box seats with a tack, the way they integrate it in. And that's another thing for a lot of these teams is they're missing out on maybe some more revenue in certain cases where you could have yourself a few boxes, or you can have yourself seats where the fans are coming in, the fan interaction. You look at Tohoku here and you look right behind where they've got the field set up. They've got some interesting little designs. And I think if I was to go, obviously I've got to look into it next year. I don't know if the Sendai region is going to happen next year. I think there's a better chance that I'll be in Korea and then take the ferry across to Fukuoka. That probably has a better opportunity. Here's the 2-2. It's a fastball that misses down. It's now 3-2 to Ogo. And if you guys obviously were on YouTube, but if you, after the game, want something to go and take a peek at, go have a look at the ferries that run from Busan, South Korea to Fukuoka, Japan. They're pretty cool. You got the regular ferries, you got the helifoil, you got all kinds of stuff on the in-between. That'd be kind of neat. My friend Ken back in the stream. Ken, we had addressed you earlier, and I think you'd left. And we appreciate you for popping in here tonight. It was like the 3-2 pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that misses outside. It's going to be ball 4 as Ogo is aboard. That's going to put runners at first and second. And it is going to bring Itsuki Moribayashi to the plate with 2 aboard and 1 out. Our Filipino friend says, yeah, I still remember how the different experience was when he learned to do that umbrella dance. Yeah. And he says, watching a game at the Koshin is one of the plans for next year. I've got 5 stadiums left to knock off. The 2 in the Northeast, that would be in Tohoku and in Hokkaido. And then I've got the 3 stadiums still left. I haven't been to Fukuoka yet in the PayPay Dome. I've got to get to Nagoya where the Dragons play, and the other one is the Koshin Stadium. We did get to the Koshin, but unfortunately last year the game was sold out with the Bay Stars, so we didn't actually get to the game. It looks like we may have run into a little bit of a problem here. We've got ourselves hung up, and hopefully we haven't lost our feed. We have runners at first and second right now, as Ogo is the runner at first, Kobakata the runner at second. So we're just going to have to hang in here to see if indeed we haven't lost our feed. It might be the case And if it is, maybe we'll jump over and take a peek at one of the other games while we would wait for this one to return. But nope, it is going to be Ryosuke Tatsumi coming to the plate. So we did miss how Muribayashi is out. Our friend Shotgun Shell, it must have hurt last year. Yeah, we went for advance. We actually got to the stadium. It was the only stadium we couldn't get tickets for last year at the Goshen. And it was actually the 2 games against the Bay Stars, and we weren't able to get tickets for that one. And that is the way it is. But I did get my tickets. The only tickets I bought ever in advance online were that for the Swallows. Everything else has been day of the game, as we've been able to pick up our tickets, so on and so forth. Here's the pitch to Tatsumi. It's a breaking ball ticket for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. We didn't get how Muribayashi was retired, but we'll try to get that up off of the report here in just a second. It looked like Muribayashi had flown out to center field in his at-bat. So that's how he was retired for out number 2. So no balls and 1 strike to Tatsumi. As the right-hander Sawamura holds set. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. As he kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 0-2. Now, the other field I did get to is I've been to 9 stadiums in the NPB. I did get to Hotomoto Field, where they do call home is the Oryx Buffaloes for, I forget how many series a year, 5 or 6 series a year that they play in Kobe, as that used to be the home of the Oryx Blue Wave. As the 1-1 pitch is ready to come here. It's a fastball that is down, and the count goes to, check that, 2 balls and 1 strike now to Tatsumi. That was the big knock with Sawamura when he was with the Red Sox. They just felt that he walked too many batters. And that is what they feel here is the case. It's just his balls, just walks too many guys, not effective with his pitches, doesn't get ahead in the count enough. And his life ran a little bit short in Boston. So here comes the 2-1 pitch as the right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to run the count now even to 2-2 on Tatsumi. Our Filipino friend says, next year I hope to get one when they play against the Giants. Yeah, that would be a classic with the Giants and the Tigers. What I would like to see in the NPB is I'd like to see them increase the interleague play. They do 18 games a year. I'd like to see them double that up and play 36 games. When you think about it, 18 interleague games in a 143 game schedule, it means 125 times you're playing against the other 5 teams in your league, which is basically 25 games against them. That's a lot. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. If they did the interleague play where they did a home and home, and the interleague play would be in May, early June, and maybe do interleague play round 2 in August, I think that would be pretty cool. And that would be kind of neat to see interleague play. Go into the Goshen, maybe see the Tigers and the Hawks, or to see the Tigers and the Marines or something like that. That would be interesting. Or even the Tigers and the Buffaloes, crosstown rivals. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, and Sawamura is able to retire Tatsumi for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it here in inning number 7. Well, there was no runs, there was a hit. There was no errors, and there was 2 runners left aboard. We're now moving to the top of the 8th inning. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change yet again for the Golden Eagles. We'll be back in just a few. We'll keep you guys entertained with the sounds that we can bring you from the NPB right after this. Hang tight, guys. We appreciate you being here. Welcome back, everybody. We're just waiting on confirmation of the next pitching change for the Golden Eagles. And in doing that, we're going to take a little musical timeout. Be right back after this with all the action. Hang tight, everybody. The little merengue will get you woken up with us. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the left-hander coming in here, as it is going to be Nick Turley on in relief. And the first pitch he delivers was a fastball taken for a called strike to Takashi Ogino, and then he delivers a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-1. There are some changes for the Golden Eagles, as we'll have to get you caught up on that as well. Fastball misses inside. It's now 2-1. Turley, the left-hander, the American, on in relief here, as he had spent some time with the Hiroshima Carp the last couple of years. As that fastball is swung on, it is going to be looped into right field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. So Ogino aboard for the third time tonight. That's his second base hit, as he is the runner at first. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Neftali Soto. And that will get a pinch runner here for Ogino, as his night will be over. So a pretty productive night for the veteran left fielder. And coming on to run here is going to be number 50. This is going to be Ito. Ito, in his first year, the former Saitama Cebu Lion, he came in last night's ball game and had himself a sacrifice bunt, did his job. So Neftali Soto strides to the plate. Soto is batting .274 on the season. He's 0 for 3 in this one tonight. Yeah, the first pitch coming from Turley is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Our Filipino friend, he says, you remembered how well the Eagles played in interleague play this year. Yeah, and I think it was the Fighters who actually had the best record. There was a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. If I remember correctly, I think it was Mizutani was the MVP of interleague play, as Hokkaido had done very, very well. 1-1 pitch on the way. Fastball misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-1. We were looking recently, and we were talking a little bit about the standings. If the Eagles can hang on and win tonight, then it'll be their 64th win. They'll have one less win than the Marines, but as we said, they got 5 games in hand. The Marines are starting to run out of games. Fastball swung on and fouled away over on the right field line. Count is 2-2. After tonight's game, the Marines will have 10 games left in their season, and the Golden Eagles will have 15 left. They've got 5 extra games in hand, so what they've got to do is just keep winning ball games, but they've got some important games coming up against the Marines. 3 that will take place at the Zozo Marine Stadium. There's a fastball swung on and missed by Soto, and he is in the books for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Gregory Polanco. Well, for Polanco tonight, he has enjoyed a nice night at the office. He's got a home run, as he has accounted for the only run of the Marines. He's also had a double and struck out. So 2 for 3 tonight for the left-handed hitting Dominican. And the first pitch is on the way from Turley. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to get lined into right field. It's down for a base hit. So Polanco is a triple shy of the cycle, as he's got himself a single. Stopping at second is Ito, and that is going to bring up the third baseman, or scheduled to bring up the third baseman, Shogo Nakamura. So the Marines are not dead yet, but they are on life support with one gone here in the eighth. They've got 5 outs left to do some damage. And more than anything, it's to try to get some momentum coming into this series. Losing last night, how they lost was a kick in the stones. And then tonight, of course, with the right-handed hitting Nakamura striding to the plate, as the lefty Turley holds to the set. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on it. It's going to be lifted foul into the seats. The count here is no balls and 1 strike to Nakamura. Our friend from the Philippines says the Chiba Lotte Marines theme is one of my favorite themes in the NPB. Well, they have a different song for every single player when they come up. One thing I wasn't able to capture was the one that they are doing for Polanco. I missed out on that one. Something to do with coffee. I couldn't remember what that was all about. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. It's 1-1 to Nakamura. So every player has got something, and then they have different songs and different themes or individual stuff. And they do have some team songs as well. As the 1-1 is on the way, there's a fastball that is swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side. Of course, the song for the Hiroshima Carp is kind of entertaining. Have to check my lottery ticket tonight. It was $80 million in north of the border, as we had a big draw tonight, one of the biggest of all time. And maybe if I'm not on the airwaves tomorrow night, you know that I've won and I'm on my way to a faraway destination, as that breaking ball misses upstairs. Count is 2-2 to Nakamura. I'll be in full retirement mode, but still calling games. Just having a lot more fun doing it, and probably being a little bit more relaxed than we normally are. Here comes the 2-2. As the lefty Turley delivers a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 3-2 on Shogo Nakamura. And it looks like there will be a winner in that Lotto Max, as the jackpot was 1 last night. I just don't know how many winners there were. We'll take a look at the results. As the lefty Turley delivers, it is a fastball that misses way upstairs. That's going to be ball 4. Nakamura is going to get a walk. That's going to load the bases here. So even though the Golden Eagles have an 8-1 lead, this here with the bases loaded and 1 out, it's going to bring Daito Yamamoto to the plate, or scheduled to bring Yamamoto up. And who knows what we're about to see here? Maybe an implosion by the Golden Eagles late to make it entertaining. Who knows? I'm sure the Eagle fans wouldn't want to see that. So as I take a look, it looks like that there was one winner and two winners, one in 2 different parts of the country, and they'll split the 80 million winnings. So nothing on the West Coast over here. So that means that we'll be going back to work again tomorrow. So bases are full, as the right-handed hitting rookie Yamamoto, who strides to the plate, he is 1 for 3 on this one tonight. He's hit the ball hard with every swing that he's had. He lined out to right field. He lined out to the pitcher. And here comes the first pitch from Turley. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Well, that was right in the wheelhouse of Yamamoto. Blew it right by him. No balls and 1 strike. As the lefty rocks into the motion and delivers, there's a fastball that misses down. And that is going to be 1 ball and 1 strike to Yamamoto. Our friend Shotgun Shell says, check it. Yeah. Unfortunately, I should start from the ground up with the free tickets. Maybe we got a free ticket as the victory, because it's not going to be the 80 mil. Here comes the pitch. Fastball misses down and in. It's now 2-1. So Nick Turley kind of imploding before our eyes out here. I think if I'm the Golden Eagles, I've got to start thinking about getting some action in the bullpen. because Turley is certainly letting the Marines feel good about themselves here. You got to figure a walk and a knock here is going to start to tighten this game up a bit. So here comes the 2-1 pitch. Fastball. Oh, it was upstairs, and Yamamoto couldn't hold up. That's going to run the count now to 2-2. The pitch was way up in the zone. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to the young outfielder of the Marines. As the lefty rocks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on and missed. And that is Yamamoto in the books for the second out of the inning. And that's going to leave it all up to the catcher, Tetsuhiro Tamura. As we take a peek at the scores from around the NPB, the action in the Central League, Tigers 4-2 over the Dragons. Bay Stars are beating the Giants 2-1 in the top of the 8th. And the Carp are now behind the Swallows 5-4 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Win by the Bay Stars, lost by the Carp. And it gets to be all tied up for third place in the Central League. And of course, the Tigers will be one back of the Giants. So here comes the first offering from Turley. It is a fastball swung on, is grounded softly back to the pitcher. Turley fields it. He throws a lollipop to first, and that is going to retire Tamura on a ground out 1-3. And the threat is over here in the 8th inning. There was no runs in the inning. There were 2 hits. There were no errors, and there was 3 runners left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Golden Eagles are enjoying an 8-1 lead. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging here with us on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. As we will be back again tomorrow night. There will be no winners tonight in the lottery for us.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the 8th inning, and we're just waiting here on the confirmation of a pitching change, as I'm sure that Sawamura's night will be over. It does look like we're going to have a couple of pinch hitters to come to bat here for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. It looks like it is going to be Yoshida taking over here on the mound for Chiba here, as the right-hander is completing his warm-up tosses. This is going to be number 93. This is Ryo Yoshida. This is going to be his 8th appearance of the year, and he's got a fluffed-up ERA of 7.45. Ito is in the game on defense, as he will stay in. And as it looks like right now, that is the only defensive change. We are going to have a pinch hitter coming to bat for Tohoku, as it's going to be number 42, Haruko Yamada, coming up to bat here for Hideo Asamura. So Haruko Yamada on to pinch hit. Batting 190 on the season. He is 4 for 21. And the first pitch he swings at is swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. So Haruko Yamada swings and misses at a fastball, and the count now goes to 0-2. Yuba Yasuda is waiting his turn on deck, and it'll be then Yoshiaki Watanabe, so we'll keep our eyes to see if anybody else will be substituted out of the ballgame. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted into shallow right field. Moving back is the second baseman, Ogata, and he's there to make the catch. And he is going to retire Yamada for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. That'll bring up Yuma Yasuda to the plate. So for Yasuda, he is 2 for 4. He's got a single and a double in 2 trips. He's also grounded to the pitcher and popped out to second. He's enjoying himself a good stretch of play, as we've been talking about throughout the last couple of streams. As the first pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Yasuda has raised his average to .317 with a homer and 4 RBIs. He is 20 for 63 on the season, but he swings at that pitch and screws himself into the ground. It's 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Last pitch was a breaking ball. It was of a 12-6 variety. Yasuda just fell right to the pieces. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. When this one is over, we'll give you the full roundup from around the NPB. As the pitch on the way is a fastball swung on and missed. And Yasuda is in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning. Got to tell you, he does not get cheated with his hacks. He is up there swinging right from his backside, and that is going to retire him for the second out. And it's slated to bring up Yoshiaki Watanabe. We'll keep our eye to see if they're maybe going to continue the pinch hitting roles here, or if he's going to continue to be able to play here. We'll see what they have in this spot. It is Watanabe at the plate. The first pitch to Watanabe is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Watanabe tonight is 1 for 3. He's got a single in 3 trips. He's also drawn a walk. As the right-hander delivers a split finger pitch, it misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Right-hander against the left-hander as the right-hander rocks into the delivery, and the pitch is a breaking ball that I'm not sure where that pitch was, but that's going to go to 3-0. We were talking earlier on about the home plate umpire and the consistency and just how erratic he was. That pitch there looked like it was a perfect pitch, and Tamura sending the message on how he received the pitch. Fastball misses. I'm not sure where it missed. That's going to be ball 4. So the breaking ball, I guess, missed at the knees, and then the other one. And now Tamura is having a conversation with the home plate umpire. Now he's going to go out and talk to the pitcher here, but I got to tell you, I'm not sure. I don't know what to tell him. If I'm Tamura, I don't know what to say. And the home plate umpire is starting to get a little agitated and animated here. And he's got nothing to get agitated and animated about. As far as I'm concerned, it is a pitch that either was down or up. And it looks like the rain is starting to come here in Tohoku. So we're going to play the last inning and change in some rain. And the first pitch on the way, it's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. And you'd think with an 8-1 lead, if I'm the home plate umpire, strikes and outs make the game go quicker. You're going to try to advance this game along a little bit. And those close pitches, not giving the call, is not helping your cause to get off the field. Here's the 1-0. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-0. That pitch I can understand missing. That pitch is well down below the knees of the catcher. But certainly the batter here, the last batter, getting a lot of benefit of a lot of calls that were pretty healthy looking pitches. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. And it is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 2-1. Now he gets the strike there as the pitcher Yoshida, but on the last one, as the pitcher was delivering, he didn't get the call before. So it's a bit of a crapshoot, as we said here. So here comes the offering now. As the pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs, it now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. So Ryo Yoshida here trying to finish it off here for the Marines in inning number 8. As the right-hander works to the set position. Here comes the 3-1. And that is a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Ito. And Ito has had a productive night tonight, too. He's had a couple of hits and a couple RBIs. Enjoying himself a nice stretch of play. As the 3-2 pitch is on the way. Here comes the offering from Yoshida. Breaking ball waved at and missed, and they're going to apply the tag, and Ito is going to be gone for the third out of the inning. So Yoshida comes in and does his job. As there was no runs, there was no hits, no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're going to have another pitching change for the Golden Eagles. So stay with us, everybody. 2 things are going to happen. Either the greatest comeback in NPB history is upon us, or the Eagles are going to close this out and win it. And we'll be back in just a few with all that action when we return right after this. It is a 8-1 scoreline for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. We'll be back after these. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the right-hander Satoshi Miyamori coming on in relief. He is going to be making his 4th appearance for the Golden Eagles, and we'll be back here in just a couple moments with all the action. Appreciate you guys hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a few.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Appreciate you, Matt, and the support you give to our channel. In turn, we support Matt Hollis. It'll be the 9-1-2 batters to come to bat here for the Marines in their half of inning number 9. That means it'll be Atsuki Tomosuji to lead it off. Nope, it's going to be the catcher Sato who is coming to bat. So Tomosuji's night is going to be over, as it will be the pinch hitter Sato, and the first pitch that Toshiya Sato swings at is lifted foul over the third base dugout. The count is quickly 0-1. Sato hitting .280 on the season. This is our first time we've seen him in this series here tonight. As the pitch is a breaking ball swung on, and that is going to be lifted foul. And the count is now going to be 0-2 to the pinch hitter. So scheduled to bats is now after Sato, Fujiwara, and then it'll be the second baseman, Ogata. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded back to the pitcher. Nice play by the pitcher, who stabs at it, fields it, and throws to first. And that'll retire Sato on a ground out 1-3 for the first out of the inning. It'll bring up the top of the order, Kyota Fujiwara. Lots of NPB action to follow this week, as we will come back with Central League play. So hopefully you guys can pop in and listen to some of that stuff starting tomorrow night, as we will do 3 nights back-to-back of Central League play. And there is a fastball that misses upstairs to Fujiwara. The count is 1-0. Fujiwara hitting 4 trips tonight, as the pitch on the way is a fastball that's taken for a called strike. And the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander against the left-hander. Miyamori ready to deliver again. as he kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Maury's a really tall, lanky right-hander. Have to see what they list him at. He looks larger than most of some of the other players that we see in the Japanese league. As there's a fastball that misses outside, it is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. As the right-hander works himself to the belt. And now the pitch on the way. It is a fastball that misses outside. That's going to be ball 4. And Fujiwara is going to be aboard with a 1-out walk. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, or scheduled to bring up the second baseman, Ryusuke Ogawa. We'll see if that is indeed who is going to get a chance to swing the bat, or if they are going to go to the bench yet again for the Marines. So here comes the first offering as the pitch is on the way. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. It is Ogawa who is hitting here. This will be his first at bat tonight, as he had replaced Yudai Fujioka. As the pitch on the way is a fastball swung on, it is going to be lifted foul down the left field line. And he is in the hole quickly at 0-2. On deck is Ito, who had come in to run for Takashi Ojino. So the substitutes are moving in and out at a rapid pace. Here's the 0-2. Fastball misses down. It is now 1-2 to Ogawa. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So a reminder, once this game is done, we'll give you the full roundup from around the NPB. So stick around for that. As the 1-2 is on the way, it's a split finger pitch that misses down. It's going to run the count even now to 2-2. So we'll be happy to be able to give you guys that full roundup. As right now, in this one, there is no other games there's no games in the Central that are finals. There is one game in the Pacific. There's a ground ball chopped to third. They go to second for 1, back to first, and it's not going to be in time, as the fleet foot of Ogawa is able to beat that out. So it's going to be a fielder's choice to retire Fujiwara at second. Goes in the books 5-4. He's gone for out number 2, and it's going to leave it all up to Ito. Well, Ito comes to bat, and he is going to, as we said, replace Oshino. It's going to be his first opportunity to swing the bat here tonight for the 27-year-old. Batting 188 on the season, 12 for 64, no homers and 3 RBIs. I kind of liked him when he was with the Lions. He had some good stretches of play. I really like the way that he plays the outfield. He's got a very good defensive mind there. There's a fastball that misses inside for a ball. Count is 1-0. And taking second on a defensive indifference is Ogawa. I don't know if they'll give him a stolen base on that or not, but we wouldn't. So he has moved over to second base here with 2 gone. It takes away the force. There's a fastball swung on, is grounded over to short. Fielded by Murray Biashi. He throws to first, and that is going to do it. It's going to be a ground out 6-3, and that will do it here for inning number 9. And so your final score is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 8 and the Chiba Lotte Marines 1. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left aboard here in the 9th. Your final score 8-1 for the Eagles. We'll be back in just a few to wrap it up and to give you all of the updates from around the rest. Our friend Shotgun Shell, we appreciate you hanging in here with us tonight. We'll come back and talk about this and then also our updates of what we're going to be doing for the rest of the week. So hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's another Hollis build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
We appreciate you there, Matt, and the support you give to our channel. That is Matt Hollis. Well, we had ourselves a final 8-1 for the Eagles tonight. It was a scoring roundup where Tohoku started the scoring like they did last night in the third inning, but tonight they didn't stop. In the third inning, it was a leadoff double by Yukiya Ito, and after an error by the catcher on a Hiroto Kobakata bunt that allowed Ito to score, it was Hikaru Oda dropped the bunt down to move Kobakata over to third, and up stepped Yuya Ogo, who hit a sac fly to center field to bring home the second run of the game in the third inning. Well, the Marines did respond in their half of the fourth. A leadoff shot by Gregory Polanco, his 22nd of the campaign, cut the lead to 2-1. But after that, it was all Tohoku. It was with Hideo Asamura led off the fourth inning with a single. Then it was Yuma Yasuda singling as well. Yoshiaki Watanabe got up to the plate and he singled. So that loaded the bases. And then it was a bases-loaded walk as Yukiya Ito brought home the third run of the ball game. That made the scoreline 3-0. Then it was Hiroto Kobakata. He bounced into a fielder's choice. He picked himself up an RBI as it was erasing, or check that, he didn't pick up an RBI. He bounced into a fielder's choice. It erased Yasuda at the plate for the first out of the inning. Then Hikaru Oda stepped up. He had an RBI single. That made the scoreline 4-0. After a walk to Yuya Ogo, that brought in a run. That made it 5-0. Up stepped Itsuki Muribayashi, and he singled home another run. And that increased the scoreline to 6-0 at the end of 4. We fast forward to the fifth inning. A leadoff double by Yasuda, and then an RBI single with one out by Ito made the scoreline 7-1. And then it was in the top of the sixth inning with a one out. It was a Ryosuke Tatsumi double, a walk to Asamura, and then after a pop out by the second baseman Yasuda, a wild pitch ended up bringing home Tatsumi, who had advanced to third on a pass ball and a wild pitch. And that made the scoreline 8-1, and that was where your final was. Well, everybody, once again, we appreciate you guys for listening in. We'll give you the quick roundup from around the NPB, as there are a couple of finals that are now in. Aside from this one, the PayPay Dome in Fukuoka, the Fighters knocked off the Hawks 3-0. At the Bellino Dome, the Lions continue their solid play toward the end of the year. They won 3-1 against the Buffaloes. Over in the Central League, all the games are still in play. The Tigers are beating the Dragons 4-2 at the Vantolin Dome in Nagoya. Giants have now tied it up against the Bay Stars. It is 2-2 in the bottom of the eighth at the Tokyo Dome. And in the bottom of the eighth inning at the Jingu Stadium, the Swallows are enjoying a 5-4 lead over the Carp. And that is where it stands tonight. Once again, everybody, we appreciate you listening in. Tomorrow night, it will be the Bay Stars and the Giants, as there are no games in the Pacific League. So hopefully you can join us on the call for that one. Some rare Central League games coming up here over the next couple of nights. Hopefully you guys can be a part of that with us as well. Once again, everybody, you've listened to the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We appreciate you guys once again. Shotgun Shell, our Filipino friend, our friend Ken, who popped in, Jeremy Orr, as well as the Hobbyist. We thank you guys and anybody else who stopped in tonight to listen to our call. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody.